Should we or should we not?
You just said it, so.
Okay, so
let's not have this conversation in front of everyone.
Why not? Everyone's family. We're all in this together. You better not screw this up. I'm just kidding.
So dumb.
You guys are doing great. Good job, everyone.
Thanks.
okay, so
So,
Yay. Okay, Adrian, go for it, bud.
okay. And we're live from New York. It's Adrian Curry and oh, sorry, wrong place. Welcome to FreeFlow, everybody. We're live from Toronto. This is our third edition of the FreeFlow Showcase online through Zoom during our month of quarantine. We're into month 2 of quarantine here in the T-Dot in Ontario, in Canada, rest of the world. Yeah, it's crazy over here, but we're all separated, trying to listen to the government and practice physical separation and no more social isolation because we got Zoom. So we're separated. I don't even have my co-host Anto with me anymore. He's back at his aunt's place in Markham, and I'm down here in the gallery all by myself, as you can see. It's pretty lonely, but I'm gonna handle it. I got some gummy bears to keep me happy. So we've got a great lineup of artists tonight. We've got another fantastic bunch of talented people who are gonna entertain you and make you laugh, make you feel a sense of community, trying to beat away those blues because it's been tough living by yourself and doing your groceries once a week and playing with your cat 23 hours a day and playing 24 hours a day. Yeah, don't forget to water your plants because they're getting lonely too. So I'm just welcoming you into the room. Anto's gonna be the host tonight. I'm gonna be doing a set later on, do some comedy. We've got some fantastic people, like I said. We got Ashley Solshay, she's gonna be singing some music again. We got Veronica Antipolo gonna do some comedy. We've got Trevor and Nicole, they're gonna be doing some music. Yeah, so we're back here in lovely Gallery 1017, the home of FreeFlow Showcase. And yeah, you know, so I'm gonna pass this over to Anto and let him start the show and do his magic.
Tell them why it's called 1017.
Damn, I was trying to avoid that. Okay, so the reason why the gallery is called 1017 is just a little bit of, actually a lot of luck and serendipity. So 1017, it's an angel number. It means that you're on the right path and you're doing exactly what you're supposed to do. And it means that you're there to fulfill your destiny and to help others on their path. And it says to dream big because big things are in store for you. But it's also just a lovely space for us. The address is called 1017 DuPont. And 1017 is also the date that marijuana was legalized in Canada, October 17, 2018. So it's got multiple meanings, lots of love. It's a really great space to perform in because the vibe is so nice. It's a small space, it's not huge, so it's really cozy. Our open mics are nice because you can fit 50 people in here and it feels like you're in your living room. So it's just a wonderful space for artists to come and perform. They can practice their craft, get better at what they're doing, whether it's poetry, music, art, stand-up comedy. A lot of people got their start here doing stand-up comedy. Veronica and I, we started a show here a year ago, and it's taken off. Veronica's doing some amazing stuff with her storytelling and her shows. So it's a very special place, and I'm very happy to be here. I'm really happy to have Anto and Daniel and Ashley and Annie and everybody else part of this crew. And yeah, so we're doing this every Friday while we're in quarantine. And when we're finished quarantine, we're still gonna do it every Friday because it's what we do, Free Flow Fridays. And Anto, I'm done talking. It's your turn, bro.
Tell us about what, I'm just joking. All right, great. So everybody give lots of love to Adrian. This is like so wonderful for him to be able to like, yes, yeah, we love you, bud.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I always like to start off with is just coming from a place of gratitude and like how grateful I am to have such an amazing team of people that we all like work together to find all these amazing artists, to be able to like share with our friends and family. Every single Friday we all come together and we just like have a great time and laugh about it. But it's all the work that we've done previous to today, like, you know, not just specifically with like the actual show, but like on ourselves, you know, like all these days that we have to spend like right when we wake up all the way till we're alone the entire time. And so we're kind of working on our sense of self. We're working on like our art and kind of seeing what everybody else is working on. So to be able to have a platform like FreeFlow Showcase and the open mic, one of the things that we're really trying to do is we're trying to be able to connect the two sides of it. You know, the people who have a little bit more established work that they've done, and then they've been able to perform for a while, and then be able to connect it to the open mic side. So if you are just starting off and wanting to do the open mic, that's completely great for you. At 11 o'clock, that's when we're gonna have the open mic. But what we do is that we actually book people to be on the showcase earlier in the show. So we've actually also had people who did our open mic, and then we booked them on the showcase a little bit earlier as well. So if you have any questions about this, you're welcome to ask myself, ask Daniel, ask Ashley, ask Annie, as well as ask Adrian. So we're all working together to build this community. So if any of you guys have any resources in terms of like being able to connect to other people that might be interested in this, or you have other performers, we're always looking to open ourselves up and learn a little bit from each other. So I always also want to talk about like during the week, what's one thing that I learned that I feel would help me as a performer. So this time what I noticed is that when I was on Zoom, I always worried a lot about what I was doing with my hand. Cause like what, you know, you ever watched in that Will Ferrell movie, Talladega Nights, where he's like, what do you do with, and his hands is like, right, like, what do you do with your hands, right? But what I noticed is that if I stop thinking about that and I really focus on like what the message is, then my hands just go wherever. And that's just what happens anyways in normal times. So just being conscious of like what the message is more so than what it is that you're looking at. Because even right now, I'm not looking at just myself. I'm actually looking at all of your faces. So if anybody out there is curious of how do you do that, in the top corner, I think it's over here, or is it opposite? Is it this way?
Yeah, there it is.
It says speaker view, or it says speaker view, or it says
Gallery.
Right. So if you're wanting to be able to see speaker view and how many people are in this room right now, you're able to hit that over here, and then you're able to do that. Another thing that we always like to mention to you guys is that if you are, you know, things are happening behind you, you're watching forensic files in the back for some reason, just turn off your microphone so you can do that on your own. It makes it a bit easier so we don't have to try and find out who's the one who's watching them brag about being really good at finding out forensic stuff, you know? So I don't know why I'm so obsessed with forensic files. I don't know if anybody else watches it a lot. I just can't stop watching it. And I think my neighbors think that I'm probably going to murder somebody soon, just because of how much I watch that show. Great show. So also, another thing is down here on the side, you could also get into the chat. So to get to the chat, you go to the bottom, or is this still bottom, or am I reversed?
Yeah.
Okay, great. It's not like
upside down.
yeah. So down at the bottom, chat, you click the chat and you can write whatever you want in the chat. If there's anybody that you privately want to message as well, you could do that too. And you could also, if you'd like to, connect to us a little bit more. Let us know if you have any of your handles in terms of Instagram, Facebook, website, things like that for all our performers. We will do our best to be able to share your Instagram, but if you have stuff that you want people to actually connect to, you're welcome to put it into the chat. So for myself, that has been enough from me. I always love to introduce our first performer. She's one of the most inspiring people for me at this time. She does Instagram lives, Facebook lives. She's always going so deeply inside of herself to be able to share her music, and we're so grateful to be able to have that. And do you want me to read part of your bio to everybody, or I'll read that bio after you perform, because we want people to know how amazing you are. So if everybody can give a huge round of applause, let's get this spotlight off my stupid face, and let's get everybody cheering right now for Ashley Gilmore, Soul Sage Music.
Your heartache stands another day. I feel your weight. I feel your weight. of your weight. And I know it's hard. It's hard sometimes. Your heart extends another day, and I feel it everywhere, everywhere. Alright, this song's called Becky. Your heart extends another day, and I feel the weight of your weight. I know it's a strong emotion. Sometimes I know it's a strong emotion. Sometimes I you all of me, sharing every waking moment. You'll see in every waking moment. You'll see. Show everyone gather around. There's nothing to fear. You are safe with me. Say you are safe here. Oh, what I'm playing the wrong fucking chords right now. I am playing the wrong chords. I'm playing it in B, it's in C, and I'm like, what
Couldn't
is?
tell.
Yeah, it's all good. You're doing
Couldn't
great.
tell. Couldn't tell.
No idea.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Very human, very human. Yeah. Can I start over?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
1 second, 1 second. All right, everybody. For their first time having a big applause at the beginning of her set. Give it up right now for Ashley Gilmore.
Boo! I'm just kidding. Boo.
Where is she, anyways? Where's Becky?
Yeah, who's Becky?
All right, ready? Becky, this is for you. All right. Oh, Jesus. Your heartache stands. I wanted to play it differently than I've ever played it. Your heartache stands another day, and I feel the weight of your weight. I know it's a strong emotion. Sometimes I know it's a strong emotion. Sometimes I go, but I give you all of me in every waking moment. Yeah, in every waking moment. And every waking dream. So everyone gathered round, there's nothing to fear. You are safe with me. Oh, you are safe here. Oh, what could I say? What could I do to make this world a better place for me and you, Becky? For me and you, Becky. And I know I walk with love now. Say it everywhere I go. Love, it stands alone. The only truth I'll ever know. And I will love you. I will love you everywhere you go. 'Cause you are safe with me. Share, you are safe with me. me and you, Becky. For me and you, Becky. Oh, what could we do? Sorry, nothing to prove to make this world a better place for me and you, Becky. For me and you, Becky. And you and me. I know it's hard to making every day, from the sun to the night time starts, and the stars they shine so brightly in the sky when you're dancing in your dreams at night. You see, there are you, Becky. There are you, Becky. There are you, Becky. And there are you, and there are you, and there are me, and so everyone gather round. There's nothing to fear. You are safe with me. You are safe here. Ooh, so what could I say? What could I do to make this world a better place for you, Becky? For you, Becky. For you, Becky. For you, Becky.
Yo, you could unmute yourself for this. Yeah.
That made
Everybody
me
look
cry.
at Becky's face.
That was so
Becky's in the
good.
room.
Ah, there it is.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for holding space for me to be human and, you know, make a
Of course,
mistake.
yes, that's what it's all about, you know. Like, thank you for being able to jump back in there and get back right on the horse, you know.
Becky. Is this the Becky here?
That's Becky right there, yeah.
Oh no!
Becky, can we spotlight her?
Yeah, for sure.
Hey Becky.
You're famous.
Aw.
We're all about you.
Girl, you look so beautiful.
I dolled up today because I was like, fuck yeah.
So, Becky, how would you feel about, you know, on the Zoom, Daniel or Anto, Daniel, because he has the song on his computer, but he can play the song probably while you like dance or something if you want to do it.
Yeah, definitely.
Or if you want to do like a dance performance, like we can set that up for you, you know?
That would be awesome.
Yeah, Becky's an amazing dancer, you guys. Amazing dancer. Yeah.
Guys, by the way, this is Oz, my boyfriend.
Yes.
Oz.
What's up, Oz?
Oz.
Oz. Welcome to Oz.
Oz, did you write a song for Becky too? Awesome.
I got one more for you guys.
Sure. Thank you
Yeah.
so much, Becky, for coming and checking it out at that perfect time. So we're just gonna jump back to Ashley. Yeah.
All right, the song's called Me or You.
You.
Sometimes I feel like I wanna run and hide. Find a place I can call my home. If I could be honest, more with everyone, I might find it a little bit easier, yeah, to make it all home again. Oh, that feeling you're all searching for. I get lost in my head, my illusions. I know it's hard sometimes, my friends. I just wanted you to know that I thank you. I just wanted to say that I thank you for always being your best self to me. I can't tell if I'm looking at me or looking at me or you. Yeah, me or you. You said looking at me or you. Yeah. Looking at me, yeah. Said, yeah. I just wanted to say that I thank you every day. I thank you every day for trying to be your best self to me, your best self to me, oh, your best self. Because I can't tell if I'm looking at me or you. Please tell me who I'm looking at. I'm looking at you. Oh, is it me or you? Yeah. Or I should say, or is it me too?
Yeah.
Woo! Ow,
Beautiful.
ow!
Thank
Well
you.
done.
All right, take it away, Annie.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, guys. One more time, give a huge round of applause to Ashley Gilmore, everybody. Hey, Ashley.
What the fuck,
Ashley,
Annie, you let me down.
why? What happened?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Not in my-
Ashley, do you mind if I read that part of your bio?
Oh, please do, please.
All right, everybody. So we actually. Okay, so Ashley had we wrote a bio for Ashley for our post on our Instagram at FreeFlow Showcase on Instagram if anybody wants to check it out. But my favorite part of it is that Ashley told me that I need to make sure that I let people know that she is our fart queen. So this is the part of the bio. It says,
Tell them why, Anto. Tell them why.
yes, exactly. So Ashley is our fart queen, believing the powers of the toot. Every person with their own fragrance, this is her way of letting everyone knows that she feels comfortable and welcomes everyone around her to expend unwanted gases into shared space too. The team is grateful that our shows have been on Zoom lately, so they do not have to wear their nose plugs. Oh my God, I love it. I love it. So, so anybody out there right now who's watching, we're so appreciative you guys are checking this out. We absolutely love Ashley so much. You had such a great set. Thank you so much for that. Anybody wanted to check over here in the chat, we actually put her YouTube page as well as her Instagram if you guys wanted to check out any other stuff. So I like that Raisa wrote, yes, queen. Yes. With the ass, like, Yes. Extended. You guys get it. I don't have to explain too much. Okay.
I want to say one thing to the producers. Whoever's in charge of unmuting people at the end of performances,
Yes.
can we make sure that we do that, because it allows everybody to have
Expend their energy.
Interactive, you know what I mean?
For sure. Yes,
All right.
totally. Let's make sure that happens. Let's make sure that everybody gets their chances to share. If you out there really want the performers to also hear you, you can unmute yourselves as well in the top corner over here.
Or the bottom corner over there.
Yes, anyways. Yes, so
Is
you
the top
can
corner or the bottom corner?
unmute part. Yes, for sure.
That was
Okay,
awesome.
great. So on that note, I'm really happy to be able to continue to introduce some of our amazing performers. Our next performer, I think I've known for almost 10 years. It's been a crazy 10 years, and I'm so grateful that they've agreed to do my show with all of my wonderful producers and performers today. So if anybody who's just joining us, letting you know that the FreeFlow is all about showcasing all these incredible artists that we know here in Toronto, Canada, but also anybody outside of Toronto wants to be on this, we're also welcoming them too because of Zoom, but also making sure that people know that there's an open mic that starts at 11 o'clock. If you want to join that, let us know in the chat as well. So without further ado, right now, I'm so hyped about this. Please give a big round of applause for Al Val, everybody.
Yeah, what's up, you guys? And right on cue, he mutes everyone. Sweet. No, I'm kidding. I love Anto. Thanks for having me, guys. What's up? My name is Al Val. Hi. Is this thing on? No, it's not. It's not plugged into anything. It is a rock band mic that I found in a drawer in my place. And I'm just going to use it so it feels more authentic to me. I really miss stand-up, so this is the closest I can get to feeling it again. So this is nice. I mean, Ashley that was fucking fantastic. That was beautiful. Your voice is unreal. I just got to say the fart queen thing was also brave, but I mean, that's my favorite part of these Zoom shows is that I can fart without shame at all. I don't have to worry. I can just mute myself and just let it blast, you know? It's a good time. Here I am opening with a fart joke. Fuck yeah, nothing's changed. The more things change, the more they stay the same for me. This is great. I'm adjusting so wonderfully to this whole quarantine thing. I guess I should open with, guys, I know it's been on your mind, but KFC is gonna be just fine. They've been emailing me every other day to let me know how KFC is doing. I don't know how I became close friends with the corporation of KFC, but they've been very adamant about letting me know that they're gonna be just fine. So if anybody was wondering, KFC is going to be okay, I think. I love that. This is the new era of artistry and comedy. This is cool that we have to adapt to these circumstances. You know what I mean? This is like, I mean, really, it's podcasting. We're all just podcasting now. It has taken over completely. And the only thing that's changed is that I can get heckled by Paw Patrol, which happened last week. Everybody was watching in the same room as their kids, and I got heckled by Paw Patrol. And to be honest, I liked it. I thought it kept me on my toes, you know? So if you're not checking out Paw Patrol, it sounds great in the background, especially if you're bombing, just to hear, arf, arf, let's go save the day. It's optimistic and light. I'm trying to stay off screen as much as possible, just because it can get me down in some situations, and I feel like I've oversaturated, and it's hard not to get down sometimes. Like the comments on some YouTube videos are just leave me with despair. You know, I see some of the videos of Trudeau addressing the nation, and the comment underneath, I mean, some of them are funny. Like I saw one comment underneath that was like, is this guy even working on a vaccine? I'm like, what do you think the Prime Minister's job is? Do you think when he's done the report, he walks back into the house from the podium and goes straight to a lab with Bunsen burners and shit? And he's like, the Canadians are counting on me. I got to get this done. I keep coming up with a version of the antidote, but it comes out moistly, and I can't. It's just not working. It's all coming out moistly. But I mean, I hope nobody's struggling too hard financially. I know that I know a lot of people who have applied for EI and CERB, and I think that's great. I love that. As a comedian, a lot of the shows that I had booked, a lot of the flights had to cancel, and some of them gave me my money back, but WestJet gave me WestJet bucks. And I'm so pissed because I've tried calling them to be like, I don't need WestJet bucks. When the Armageddon hits, I won't be able to exchange WestJet bucks for toilet paper. I need money. and it looks like we're not going to be flying anytime soon. So by the time I get to use them, they're going to be fucking expired in a year. Goddamn WestJet. That was more of a rant than anything else. I'm wearing a tank top because it's hot in here, and I'm thirst trapping for anybody who wants to get at me in a year when we're all allowed to see each other. It's reached a point, like being single and in quarantine, it's reached a point where I've Instagram followed all my favorite porn stars. So at this point, it's just I want to feel like I'm like, what does Domino Presley do on her Mondays? You know what I mean? Oh, she's just cooking eggs. Nice to know. Good to check in with her. I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to say. I've got it all on my whiteboard. Yeah, fucking follow your favorite porn stars. Show them some love. If there's anything you take away from this, it's that. Now I wrote a song called COVID Rules. It doesn't mean that it rules. You'll see what I mean. This is a song I wrote 3 weeks ago. I've updated it to make it more current as things are changing. And these are rules to live by in this current pandemic. So give me 1 second to set up.
Yeah, make sure you follow our favorite porn star, Alval Comedy, at Alval Comedy on Instagram.
Okay. So once again, this is called COVID Rules, aka noise complaint from my downstairs neighbors. Here we go. Sure, times are crazy right now, but please don't be scared. I've got advice that I'm just happy that... Oh, shit. I fucked it up already. Here we go. Sure, times are crazy right now, but please don't be scared. We'll all get through this if you listen with care. I've got advice that I'm just happy to give. So come with me if you want to live. Do not go out but for the necessities. Also don't hoard all of the soap and TP. Please stay informed of any emergency plans. And if you've been out, then thoroughly wash your hands. These are COVID rules. Gotta work from home, can't go to school. Don't want to wash hands and don't act a fool. Yeah, these are COVID rules. Trust the opinion of a leading scientist. When they're on the news, there is no need to get pissed. While some of you like to think you know it all, up until last month you used to work at the mall. Now's not the time for your stupid conspiracies. Misinformation ironically spreads like disease. This thing wasn't built in a lab by Bill Gates himself. And if you believe that, take a look at yourself. This is my COVID decree. Listen to the CD fucking C. You've all got tons of time to read. Yeah. Read up on COVID-19. Next, hang on, I'm still going. Oh, fuck. Self-quarantine and social distancing alone. Make sure this thing won't last a year. Take up a hobby while you shit around at home. Jumpstart that music career. Don't spend all your EI on beer. These are COVID. Oh, fuck. These are COVID laws. Vigilantly wash your paws. Show love to peeps working essential jobs. These are COVID laws. And these are COVID rules. How long this thing lasts is up to you. Do your part, don't be a fool. Yeah. These are COVID rules. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't know how good the sound was.
Awesome, man. That was great.
Did you guys hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Well
Loved
done,
it.
man.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank
so much.
you.
COVID rules.
And did you have it recorded somewhere online as well, so people could check that out and share that?
Yes, yeah. I recorded it like 2 or 3 weeks ago, so the lyrics are a little bit different, but they still apply. If you look up Alval COVID Rules song, like it's buried under all the news, so you really kind of have to dig for it. But if you look up Alval comedian COVID Rules, then you'll be able to find the recorded version.
Okay, cool.
And can I promote one more thing?
Fine. Just kidding.
I before self-quarantine, I recorded a taping for CBC Gem. It's going to be a new stand-up show that they're going to put out on their streaming service. So keep an eye out for a new wave of stand-up on CBC Gem. I don't know when it's coming out, but probably in the next month or so. So keep an eye out for that, because I'm on that.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much, Alval, everybody. Give a big round of applause.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, so
I appreciate
good.
it.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you.
Good job.
Yeah,
So I
man.
wanted to comment on multiple things of your set, but because I just love this so much, but I wanted to comment on the fact that, like, even though you might have, like, you know, said, oh, fuck, or whatever, like, you just continued on and you just put your passion into it, and I just respect that, and I really appreciate that. So I want everybody out there to give a lot of love one more time for Alval.
Alval!
Thanks, Anto. Thanks, everybody.
The name is a bar.
Also, the unplugged, like, mic, like, I need to, like, find something to, you know, like, that's the best shit. I love that stuff. So I really appreciate that. And if anybody wanted to check it out, Alval Music is on, Alval Comedy is on Instagram. So I put that over there if anybody wants to check that out for sure. So it is on Gem, and you said it was the, what was it? CBC New
CBC
Wave?
Gem is, I think, on Crave. It's one of their channels. It's one of their streaming channels, CBC Gem.
So we'll actually post it on our FreeFlow Showcase later on. So any of our performers out there, if you guys do have things that are coming out as well, let us know, and we'll put it onto that platform as well. So thank you so much, Alval. We absolutely love you. We can't wait to have you back on the show.
Love you too, Anto. You're the best. Thanks.
Yeah, sweet. So I love seeing this type of stuff, because what it does is inspires me. Now I want to, like, write my own, like, COVID-19 you know, song or poem or something like that. Anybody else out there have, like, COVID-19 based stuff? We're always sharing that. It's always hilarious. Our next performer, though, I actually met a couple years ago. We've been doing poetry and performance for a while. They actually released their own book, which we can give you guys a link to after their performance. So if you'd like to give a huge round of applause right now for Mars the Poet!
Yeah.
Oh, happy quarantine. Kind of.
Quarantine.
Happy enough quarantine. So my name is Marcus, or Mars the Poet. I am going to be reading a couple of poems from the book that Anto mentioned. Thank you for the shout out, by the way. It's this book of Mars. I'm Mars, and this is a book, so book of Mars. The first poem that I'm going to do is a little short one. It's called Hope is a Fragile Seed. Oh, wait, hold on. I was going to be gosh. You make the world stand still. as if time were just a construct, as if love were not a river, but a tree. Strange how time can abstract forever. Hope is a fragile seed.
Yes.
The next, when Anto told me about this, there were two poems that I have that deal specifically with being in isolation and just kind of being overwhelmed by being lonely and having nothing to do, because I feel like that's like the first week of COVID was cool, but then after I'm like, this is too much. There's too much. It's too much. So this poem is called Rubik's Cube. Staring at four walls, the wind blows, the floor creaks, the same scene for 44 weeks, torturous echoes. The faucet leaks, it weeps. I'm going mad, I'm going to freak or shriek, but really, I'm too tired to speak. I become weak, I become brittle. The possibilities are endless and I feel so little. Trapped in the middle, I sit by the window as my senses dwindle. Outside is dreary, storm clouds and drizzle. There is no rainbow, there'll be no Skittles. My face bears no emotion, just scars and wrinkles. Nothing is simple, life is a riddle. But I have all eternity to solve Rubik's Cube. That's the good news, I guess, but I don't get to choose. I cannot refuse, just try and try again, only to lose. What's the use? My mind is a ticking time bomb I can't diffuse. Then appears a shadowy figure. Who is he and why has he come hither? His silhouette grows bigger, my heart races quicker. Then it drops. His sinister smile, strangely familiar. Rubik's Cube.
Nice one.
This is loud noises. Loud noises, voices screaming, my eyes wide open while I'm dreaming. 1,000 racing sounds around my head like a crown I am drowning, sunk in noise. As if my ears were on steroids, I'm violently shaking, my limbs are vibrating, the noise comes in waves, like zombies rising from the grave. The wind screeches and whistles like heat-seeking missiles, a thunderous crash, an explosion of ash. An assault on all the senses, offensive by all consensus, harassed by relentless echoes that claw on the windows. I sit in the corner of my room, cocooned like a lagoon, wishing I could go back before the sound attacked, when the dragons were just lizards and the blizzard was merely a shiver, before the puddle had become a lake of fire and anger and hate, when the noises weren't so loud. I wish I could remember silence now.
Yeah.
And the last piece that I will do for you fine folks this evening is, this is actually one of my favorite pieces to perform, and because I have no idea when this is letting out, I don't know when I'll get to perform it. So Anto, thank you for giving me this opportunity to.
No problem, this is great.
This is Amphitrite. I was taught that goddesses only exist in the heart and in myths. Well, she must be Amphitrite's descendant. Unbridled perfection, a beautiful remnant, blessed with olive skin and auburn eyes, a mind as bright as the sun. When was I ensnared by her smile? I couldn't begin to surmise. It happened in an instant, like a flash of light. A burning deep within me like a shooting star or a crashing flight like Icarus before his demise. It felt as natural as soil between toes the first time our souls met. She took my breath away with every word that she spoke, and when she would hold me close like a corset. Even the small things she did with divinity, she spoke like a waltz, enhancing my affinity. Goddess amongst women, rose amongst the weeds, you are effortlessly without fault. There must be something in the water that's passed down to all the Mediterranean's daughters, my Amphitrite, my goddess of the sea, who swam through my veins like cocaine. Its true goddesses only exist in the heart and in myths. I learned that lesson once again. It's proved more difficult than I had imagined, just trying to stay sane. You got under my skin like a tattoo. and you spread as quickly as a rumor, mysterious and magnificent and malignant as a tumor infiltrate. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Oh.
Thank you.
Awesome, man.
Oh.
Wow.
Thank you for sharing that.
Nice.
Thank you.
So where can we check out your stuff and find your book and everything?
I will have to put the link to my book back on my Instagram account, but my Instagram is Mars the Poet, all one word, no spaces, no underscores, no periods or anything like that.
Okay.
And there's a link to my blog on there, and that's where you can find some of the poems, and I will put a link on there now to where you can get it directly. What?
Yeah.
Yes, and I'm also on the Diaspora
Yeah.
podcast. This is Lean.
It's called Boarding Diaspora.
Oh, yes, sorry. That's,
Thanks,
yes.
But yes, you can check him out on that because he's on a few episodes.
So is Anto.
Yeah, actually, you are. Yeah, Anto.
Yeah. That was such a good episode.
Yeah, you can find it because I don't think we ever sent you the link. My bad. To be fair, we only recently uploaded everything because it's actually a radio show. But it's on Google Play Music, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Mixcloud. So.
And tell people what it's all about because that's the best part.
Oh my gosh. Okay, basically, Boarding Diaspora was inspired by life in the diaspora and being with life in the margins, essentially. So the idea of it is to just try to provide a platform and just have conversations with artists, intellectuals, creatives, really anything about pretty much anything. But it does focus on mainly things about in the margins and what inspires our art and creativity.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you so much, guys. Both of you guys, we're going to get all of your stuff into our chat so that everybody can find you guys and connect to you. We want to hear so much more about both of you guys and everything that you're doing. It's all about building this community of artists, come together and, you know, bring it all together. So I really appreciate you sharing yourself. And I honestly love that last poem so much. It's so beautiful. So thank you so much. One more time, everybody. Give love to Mars the Poet. Yeah. All right. Yes, yes, yes. I also love that part where it was like when I'm in isolation on my own and then you have somebody right beside you and I'm like, what are you even talking about? This is ridiculous. You're complaining about self-isolation.
I'm normally in isolation. This is my one visitor, her and my cat. That's it.
Oh, you have a cat too? Oh my gosh. This is ridiculous.
I'm spoiled. I know. I'm sorry.
This water bottle is my only friend. Okay, all right.
I'm your friend, Anto. We can, well, high five me.
I stole this water bottle off someone too. So if the person who's watching, I stole it from you, I apologize. I don't remember who I stole it from. Okay, wow, that was amazing. I also wanted to highlight that Mars, we were on that the Boarding Diaspora together, and one of the things that we actually spoke about that night was just about our inspirations and what poetry means to us. And one of the things that I always comment on about poetry is the healing factor of it, how it really like helps me like heal myself. And sometimes when I'm going through something and I have nowhere else to turn, and I'm joking about like not having any of my friends around and that kind of stuff, which is kind of true. Writing has been such a great like grounding experience for me. So I really appreciate being able to have writing and time to be able to have that every single day. And since it's been National Poetry Month, I've been spending a lot of time like writing every single night to make sure that I'm able to like continue that cycle of that, and it's been really helpful for me. So if anybody wants to connect to me about starting more writing for themselves, let me know. I'm actually on a Facebook group that is actually called National Poetry Month, Let's Write Together. So it's like there's just every single day, it's like 30 days of prompts, and then we all just put our poems on there as well. So Mars, did you have your hand up? I wasn't sure what your
in line with National Poetry Month, one of the things that I've been doing since the beginning of the month is actually sharing poems. Like it's what is it, the 10th, and I haven't shared any of my poems. Like right now I'm really just sharing other people's poems. So if any of the people in here, if you're poets, if you're writers, if you want to share your stuff, if you're comfortable with that, if you want that. Songs are poems too. Songs are just really nice sounding poems. If you want to send that, I will share that, because like as you're saying, it's nice to be able to connect with people. Poetry is really about reflection and taking some time to analyze how you feel and analyze what the world's like. And given everything that's happening, this is the perfect time for it. So if you want exposure, just want to share, want to connect with another writer, like we're both writers, we're all writers. Send me a slide into the
love it. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Really appreciate that. Yes, yes. Awesome. Yes, I love that. So that's really what it's about. It's about being able to share with each other all of this like incredible like art that we're all making. And honestly, sometimes we feel like nervous. You're like, oh my gosh, am I like able to share this of myself? But then you put it out there and someone messages you and you're like, I didn't know what I was going to do yesterday. And then I read what you created, or I watched what you created. And I just was so overwhelmed with like inspiration, and I created my own thing, or I was so inspired by what you did. Like, you never know what it is that you're creating might inspire the next person. So a lot of times it's up to us to just keep on creating, you know, being able to share it the best that we can. And I appreciate, Mars, that you've been able to create a platform for that. Same with Boarding Diaspora, that's been great, as well as here at FreeFlow Showcase every single Friday. That's what we're all about. We want people to be able to share themselves and be able to be the best artists that they can be. And one of the things that one of my co-producers, Daniel, always talks about is how like we are all have art inside of us, you know? Like, how did you say that, Daniel? What's the best way to describe what you were saying? You're saying that.
I think just when I engage people on the street, I don't even ask them if they're an artist. I ask them if they consider themselves creative, because we're all creative beings. The way we choose to dress, what we choose to eat, what we choose to talk about and consume, they're all creative decisions. And the sooner we realize that we're creatives or artists, you know, our life is our greatest artwork. The way you choose to live, it's a creation. So the sooner people take responsibility for them, for their creative capacity, the more they can actually create the life that they want.
Yes, yes, I love that. Creating the life that we want. Okay, cool. I'm not gonna start selling you guys DVDs right now or anything. I'm just letting you guys know that I'm super inspired right now. I also just had a coffee, so I'm talking double time for sure. I'm just extra hyped right now about, like, you know, being able to inspire each other and support each other. And I love that Mars mentioned reflection, because that's what it's about. And all the artists that I've been connecting to recently that have been a part of the FreeFlow Showcases have been really inspiring for me. And I think that that comes with the reflection. So on that note, I'm really excited. I actually made the buttons for our next performer, and he has an event every single year called Gussapalooza. So if everybody right now wants to give a huge round of applause in one of the best backgrounds I think I've ever seen on our shows, give it up right now for Russ Robson.
All right.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, man.
How are you?
Great.
Well, thanks for doing this, guys. This is awesome. It's like getting a little crowd fix tonight, and it's super cool to meet everybody. You got my first, I guess this would be my V card for Zoom, so glad to share it with all you guys. I got bored on isolation, and I kind of built a little studio to old picnic tables we had laying around from the festival, so it went together pretty good. We have like this really cool get together in September. Just a bunch of artists, musicians, poets, all sorts of people come out for about 3 days, and we camp out in the backyard and have a big party. So it'd be great to see you guys there and share it this year. I think we're all going to need a good get out after all this. So I'm also I write folk music. Been playing guitar for a little while, and this tune here is one I've been working on. It's pretty new, haven't really released it yet, so I'll play it for you, see what you think. It's kind of about a lot of people losing work right now. It's sad. I see, I'm a tradesman as well, and it's just sad seeing a lot of people on Facebook right now not too sure what to do, and it's hard when you have, you know, a lot of stuff that you don't need. It's a good time to kind of reflect too and see what you need in this life, and how to live within your means. And I think a lot of people are going to learn that lesson coming out of this. But anyways, this is a song that came to me, and I call it Riverbed. So I lay down my head on a riverbed. I had to sell my name to pay the rent. There I go again, turning dreams into debt. No, the bank caught it in, but I ain't done spending yet. No. So when they hang you up, you let go of my feet. When the rope starts swinging, darling, I can't breathe. Everything I own, bring me down, back down to the ground, back down. So I lay down my head on a riverbed, and I fell asleep. But I woke up in this dream. I seen a redbird singing, said let go of everything. When they hang you up, you let go of my feet. When the rope starts swinging, darling, I can't breathe. Everything I own, bringing me down, back down to the ground, back down. Yeah, now, oh, I feel way my tears. So I lay down my head on a riverbed, and I close my eyes, and I close my eyes.
Beautiful.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Fresh off the press.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
Thanks, guys. This is a song. I used to live out in California, and I lived in a bus, and it was amazing. It was a good time in life. And anyways, I got stuck up on this mountain one time in a snowstorm, and I met some really crazy mountain people. And we were just handing around a guitar one night, and this song everybody was writing songs, and this song just came to me. And still, it's one of my favorite songs I've ever written. I call it Honeybee. And I think we've all been stung, so hopefully you can relate. Well, last year's been a trip. I'm tired of being tired. Yeah, all that shit. never once give you a call. As far as I was concerned, you weren't involved. Besides, I am a man who can pick myself back up, learn how to stand. If I do break down and call you, please be kind to me so I don't fall. And lie to me, honeybee, tell me something sweet. It's nothing but a memory I can't defeat. Is this about a wedding ring? Is this about a dream? Lie to me, honeybee, you're leaving such a sting now. Oh, just how long have I been gone? Seems but yesterday I quit that job. Lose your boss, you lose your fear. Don't you look back now, you're switching gears. Besides, I know if I break down, you being kind to me, I'll come around. And lie to me, honeybee, tell me something sweet. There's nothing but a memory I can't defeat. Is this about a wedding ring? Is this about a dream? Lie to me, honeybee, you're leaving such a sting now. Oh, oh, so lie to me, honeybee, tell me something sweet. There's nothing but a memory I can't defeat. Is this about a wedding ring? Is this about a dream? Lie to me, honeybee, you're leaving such a sting now. Oh, oh, whoa. Thanks,
Beautiful,
guys.
man.
Oh, Russ. Fuck yeah,
Awesome.
man.
Thanks so much. I got. You can find me on Instagram if you guys want to follow. Send me a link so I can find you back. I got 2 Instagrams. One's Robson Russ _. It's ROBSONRUSS_. And the other one is Russ Robson Music, and that's just where I kind of post my up and coming shows. But those are all canceled, so don't got to worry about those.
Honestly, like I can't stop singing it already. I'm like, I don't need a honeybee.
That's amazing.
I remember that I heard you play that one song about the highway in Alberta too.
Oh yeah.
I just remember that being such a great experience. I just love that tune. You got some great tunes, man.
Thanks, Dan, and thanks so much for bringing me into the fam here. It's an honor, and cool group, cool vibe, and I appreciate it. So.
Oh, you're
and I hope you guys all come out and bring your tents and your RVs and come camp out with us. Sit around a fire.
All right, everybody, give a big round of applause for Russ Robson.
Thanks, guys.
That was awesome. Thank you so much. Yes. Yes. And did you say that you made that place that you're sitting in right now out of
Yeah, picnic tables.
What the? Are you kidding me?
I don't know if you can really kind of see
Yeah,
here.
show us what's going on there.
There's just some things going on.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I got bored and started chopping.
That is so beautiful. Oh my god.
Yeah, the biggest thing I've ever made was like a Coke can with like my bong thing. Yeah, that's like
amazing. I wish it was here right now.
It's so impressive. And there's like plugs in the background. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yes. Build us all mini homes. That's all.
Hey, you can park them here, man.
Do it. You should.
I'm out, so I'm not in Toronto. I'm out in just north of Newmarket.
Okay.
But I'm in Ontario, so. But,
I got a car,
bring
man.
tiny homes.
I'll drive up there. It's all good. That was amazing. Another thing I wanted to comment on is like right before you started that second song, and this is like such a folk artist thing or musician thing where you're just like, we've all been stung before. Hopefully you can relate. It's like the most wholesome way to introduce the song. It just like melted my heart. So I just love this so much. I just wanted to comment on how much I appreciate your vibe. I appreciate like how welcoming you are to all of us to like come out to Gustapalooza. So everybody out there, one more time, lots of love. Send it Ross Robson's way. Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Love, brother.
Thank you. And yeah, there's a Gustapalooza Instagram too, if you guys want to check it out or look it up, whatever. Stay in touch. But thanks so much, everybody.
Yeah,
Looking
thanks.
forward to the rest of the night.
Thank you, Russ.
Awesome. Yes. So cool. So I can't even wait. I didn't get to go to Gustapalooza last year, but I'm really hyped about that. You know, sleeping in tents, smoking joints outside and enjoying just like nature and just like laughing a lot and enjoying music. Hopefully lots of poetry next year too. Maybe me and Mars could head up there. Bring the boarding diaspora squad. All of us can go up there.
100%.
Yeah, we'd love that. So great. Oh man. So our next performer, it always feels so weird that I have to like transition into the next person because I want to just talk about all these new community members like for like an hour each person, but I always have to like cut myself off and make sure. But my next performer, I'm so excited to have her on the show. I actually did a show with her at 1017 and we've been doing comedy for the last like year and a bit. We've done some storytelling shows. I actually do her kids comedy show that she has as well, performing for actual kids out there because especially during the March break, we're doing lots of shows. So everybody, I want you to give a big round of applause for my favorite smile in the whole world. Look at this beautiful smile. Big round of applause for Veronica Antipolo, everybody. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That smile.
Wait, is she frozen?
Would you just get that smile on repeat?
Okay, let's try this again. Let's get it back to myself. Oh, there you go. Veronica, how you doing? You still out there? Okay, maybe not. Maybe we might have to come back to Veronica.
Yeah, we might have to jump
what are
forward.
The chances? I saw Veronica out there enjoying the show the entire time. And when we throw it to her, she just like ends up getting frozen and disappearing. So what can we do with that? Instead, I'm going to do Veronica's jokes for her. That'd be kind of amazing if I had them though, right? That would be so good. We might have to actually go to our next performer if that's necessary, which I'm okay with. Or I could also share a poem. That's something that I can do too while we stall. So, okay, I'm going to do that if that's cool. And then that would probably just get a little bit of time until Veronica comes back. So this poem is a little bit longer than the ones that Mars was sharing, but I was inspired by Mars's performance to be able to actually like talk about, you know, beautiful things. And this was actually a poem that I didn't get to include in my chapbook, but I'm going to put this in a future one as well. It's actually about my therapist and how much I appreciate her. And I asked her, I was like, could I use your actual name for this? And she's like, yeah, no problem. And then I read it to her, and then I made her cry. And so it was the first time that I like saw like human emotions, and I was like, I finally cracked you. Okay. So anyways, here's the poem. It's called Natalie. Sitting, waiting for the door to open, deeply breathing in knowledge from the psychology magazines, telling me why my last relationship failed. finally flings open, and she kindly peeks her face out, welcoming me, pointing to the seat where my words are to heal me, correct me, break me through to the other side. I acted like therapy was surgery and self-work was rehab. My soul breaking is like a rolled ankle in the first 5 minutes of the first game with the Boston Celtics. Shitty shout out, Gordon Hayward. She tells me it's okay to give random references that no one ever understands. She tells me it's okay that I smoke weed. She tells me it's okay to not be okay. I tell her I don't want to be okay. I want to be happy. She says happy comes and goes, and so does sad, but it's up to me what I hold on to. I tell her I appreciate her and forget to make session payments, not because I don't appreciate her, but because I'm disorganized. She completely understands and tells me I don't need to be so hard on myself, to judge myself, to break myself down, to hurl myself off a cliff when I forget or miss or feel not as successful as my brother. I thank her for her time over and over again until she knows that I'm not bullshitting her. She could see it in my eyes, how much I needed her to pick me up, need her to hold me up. Then I realized she knows how to she teaches me how to pick myself up. She is the Sherpa to my mindset mountain. Reset, setting myself up for success. Sometimes I regress. It is not all fun and games when you're unpacking nightmares. She doesn't push me to go deeper. She just lets me accept myself for who I am. I tell her I blame myself for her leaving. I blame myself for not being enough of a man to be able to build the life she dreamt of, the world that we promised each other that was supposed to last forever together. I lost it all. Returning to the apartment of left objects, everything she didn't want to bring with her into her new life. Sitting on the floor, looking up at it all, I realized I am one of the forgotten fallen items too. She tells me it's okay to forgive myself. I tell her I don't want to be okay. I want to be happy. She says it's okay to feel that way. I tell her, before my grandfather's passing, I ran from him and his broken body, reaching up to hold my hand. The pain I still hold on to breaks my spirits when I begin many things. She waits as I grab a Kleenex to blow my nose, a moment to let it all out physically, emotionally. She asks me again, when will you forgive yourself? I want to soon, I say. But if I do, will I forget about him and his life and his love I have for him? She says no. I appreciate how direct she can be too. I go to tell her this, but before I do, she asks me about my mother. What was that relationship like? Oh, it's great now. You know, we meet up and go for food and really love each other. She definitely wishes I was doing something maybe a little more serious, like an adult job, but it's really sweet to see her these days. Well, what about the relationship before? You said that it's great now. She always picks up on the smallest details. That's how I know she's really listening. I try to think back before we pulled the wool over our past eyes to bring in the new life my family has committed to. It was not fun at all. We had some enjoyable moments, I guess, but it usually a lot of perfection I was not achieving. All the pain from failure was overwhelming my young soul, bouncing around hyperactive zest for life, nullified to fit her eyes of precise goals that would make us all happy. If I could try a little harder in Chinese school, in soccer, in piano, in taekwondo, in school. I always enjoyed the extra in extracurricular. Emotionally, I was falling apart, ripping the door out from its hinges, unhinging. Each strike of my body, the reminder of who I am not enough. Every time I felt so alone, laying in my bed with more marks, going through the cycle of pain, anger, coping, self-blame, pain, anger, coping, self-blame, pain, anger, coping, self-blame. Couldn't wait to get out, so I left. She tells me nothing this time. She sits patiently as I wipe off every teardrop. Nowhere else to be, just there if I want to add anything. This always happens at the end of the sessions, I quip, pointing at my face as tears fall from my face as I try to pull the wool over both our eyes, and she doesn't respond with laughter as I'd hoped, instead sitting patiently, feeling too, allowing for me to take in the moment, hoping she will say, it's gonna be okay. When will you forgive yourself? Anything. Instead, she says, little you has been through a lot. I say, I have, but I'm here now. She smiles and says, we're gonna have to end for today. We booked for 1.5 weeks, 1 too poor, 2 too far, 1.5 is baby bear porridge. She gets up and opens the door as I thank her for her time. I walk over to the washrooms to wipe off my face. I look in the mirror, drink some water from a tiny cup. I take out my phone to e-transfer her for the session. As I leave, I feel better about being me and accepting that okay is progress too. It's always so funny ending poetry too. You're just like, especially like if you're doing lots of poems too, you're just like, that's the end of that one. Okay, cool. So I appreciate that. Thank you guys so much. I hope that you guys enjoyed that as well. And like, definitely share your mental health progress. That's what this is all about. It's all about sharing ourselves and being able to like be vulnerable and opening up. So I really appreciate you guys being there and holding space for that. And I absolutely love sharing that too, because it really highlights how when I first started therapy, it was just very much like, you know, like I was kind of like, I'm going to get healed, you know, like in that way. But in reality, so much of it just came with patience, you know. So I appreciate you guys having this patience that we're needing right now. And is Veronica back yet? What's going on with that? Did Veronica end up showing back up?
Veronica,
where are you? If not, that's okay. We're going to have to go to our next performer. Where's our buddy Vay? Where you at, buddy? You around? Oh, there he is. Okay, cool. So I have an awesome intro for our next performer. This guy, I've known him for 10 years as well. We met each other in Ottawa, and then this is 10 years ago, guys. So in comedy, it was not the way that it is nowadays. I can like talk about like myself like a normal person, but then like back then it was like, tell us about how Asian you are. Like that's all like comedy was back then, right? Like Age of Russell Peters. So when people ended up meeting me, they'd be like, hey, this was in Ottawa. They were like, hey, have you met the other Asian comedian? This guy named Vay Chong, you need to meet him. So that's how we ended up meeting each other, was that people like forced us into meeting each other because we were both Asian. That was it, right? So now times have changed. We've been able to like progress so much and just like be just where we're at now with comedy, which I'm so grateful for. We can actually talk about ourselves and who we are and like our actual souls, which is amazing. So I want you guys to give a huge round of applause right now for our next performer. Give it up for Vay Chong, everybody, coming up here. He's gonna do some comedy, a little bit of music. Give it up for him, yeah. Yeah. I don't think he's unmuted. Yeah, there he is. Hey, buddy.
Hey guys, good to see you. So good to be alive. I'm so happy to be alive, guys. Aren't you happy to be? Give it up for yourselves. Give it up for yourselves. This I do a little bit of music and comedy. It's a little bit of a mix. I hope you guys can share and relax and just enjoy a little bit of some unstressful music. It's just to really clear the nerves. This next one is gonna be called "Hard Being Asian During Contagion." Sorry, there's something wrong with my equipment and stuff. I hope you guys like hip hop, you know. That was good, right?
Oh yeah.
You guys like that?
no.
Woo! This next song is called "Having a Big Day." Where's my TV, baby? I hope you guys like my setup. I spent all of my CERB money on on all of my loopers. So, I boarded up the doors and stuff in case the landlord comes by. That's what we're supposed to do, right? I mean, I haven't left the house in like 2 months. I mean, like I literally, I farted thought my cell phone vibrated, but no one called me. No one's, like Apocalypse Meow, man. There's like a cat in my apartment building, and it's like locked out. It just goes meow every like few hours, man. Holy crap! Ugh. Apocalypse Meow. That's the inside of Ansel's mind right now. He's like, I introduced this guy. He was like, that's. Let's fuck around a little bit, all right? That's the fucking secret of like house music, you know? You have this like itchy touchy, you know? That's all it is. I have problems. I have many of them. I have problems. 99 people ain't one of them. I have many 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 of them.
Oh my god.
I don't know if you guys know what a zombie uprising sounds like, but it's pretty close to that. Give it up for robots, everyone. Give it up for robots. Giving me a set, giving me time, stage time. I had a broken washing machine the first 2 weeks of this shit, and that's what my music sounds like, I feel. Unless you're on drugs. By the way, have you guys, anyone make pitchforks yet? I feel like, you know, it's pitchfork season's coming up soon, and you know what I mean? Okay, I could try to do some hip hop. I got street cred like 20 years ago. I have a dealer friend, saved me last weekend. Fucking bragging, man. He lives next door, I'm never gonna say his name, man. Kidding, I don't have a dealer. I'm actually the one you need to see here. Just kidding. Guys, I'm on Instagram. Follow me on I can't believe it's not CERB. And my Twitter handle is Trump Lizard King, and my YouTube page is MORE5G4ME. More 5G for me. That's my YouTube page. Anyone have a favorite hummus brand? I'll make a song about that. Favorite hummus brand?
I think hell of a dip is a hummus.
Hell of a dick. More than hummus. that would be like, you know what sound I want to make? Like, the fucking Freddy versus Jason shit. How many of those do they need to make? Like, they just find some way to like, and fucking Freddy's alive again, I bet they're gonna make another one, and like, they wear like face masks the whole time. This is actually, I feel like that would be like, it would be too soon to call that. That's like that's like fucking COVID porn. There's no COVID porn. Is there any COVID?
There is.
There is? Oh fuck. I mean, not that I know about that. All right. Is my setup?
Last one. One more thing.
Okay. I got one more tune, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's nothing. I have sticks. Fuck, man. This, I've been going so crazy. I found a yo-yo and I was like,
all right, guys, give it up for Vay. All right.
Look at this. Woohoo! Thanks, guys.
All right, Vay. Thank you so much, man. All right. Guys, get over Vay, everybody. Yes.
Vay.
Oh, man, that's what happens that's what happens when you haven't seen someone since Ottawa. You don't know what they've been doing for the last 10 years. I'm just kidding. That was awesome. I honestly appreciate that. You're always pushing the boundaries of like comedy, music, just messing around. I felt like every time that you started a song, I was like, this is going to be a really good song. And then you just cut yourself off. Every single, like six different tunes that you were getting into. I was like, I want to hear more about that song. So next time we'll just get you to extend it a little bit longer. We'd love to hear more of your music. That was awesome. So everybody give a big round of applause for Vay. Give it up for him.
Being here, Vay.
Yeah. Yeah. Love it. Pro.
Yeah,
And he kept saying,
Vay. Good job.
and he kept saying itchy, touchy. That's like so funny. It's like, you said that's like house music. They always do that, right? That's their sound.
Yeah.
But did you know my butt's favorite cartoon is Itchy and Scratchy? All right, guys. Heyo. So we gotta keep the show rolling, though. We are, as usual, we're running just a little bit behind time, but it's totally fine. We actually are really hyped because we finally got Veronica back. Yeah.
Nice.
And it was like the funniest time too, right? When we're like, give it up for Veronica, and then you're just like,
I know.
You ever seen in Superman when they get like stuck in the like that's what happened to you there? And then so we're gonna give him a huge round of applause right now. Give it up for Veronica Antipolo.
Hi guys.
Yeah.
Look, I was waiting for myself to cut off just now. I was like, oh shit, I'm gone again. And then what happened was I came back on and I knocked the table and everything fell over. Anyhow. I was actually gonna do comedy, but I was like, wait a minute, I have a storytelling event coming up, so I'm gonna do my story. But I just want to make this comment, like there's one thing that I miss, which I didn't even think of until today, is that I hated when I'd go somewhere and people be like, how are you? Because you're like, I'm fine. But now it's like such a loaded question because from hour to hour my mood is changing. So, I just want that, like, how are you with no commitment. Okay, I'm gonna do my story. This actually just happened the other day. If you go on my Instagram, you'll see the picture that I'm referring to. Okay, so I went into the backyard and I noticed that the sky over the park beside my house, and I don't think I've ever looked at it this way that I'm looking at now, because now there's no other distractions. And now I can appreciate this. I'm like that girl in an 80s John Hughes movie. Always been there, but never noticed how cool I am above everyone else. And it's sunset. The sun looks like a flame of a lit match in a dimmed room. There's dark around the edges of it and all around it. And the darkness melts and it diffuses into a stark center of brightness. And it's slowly sliding down until it's dark. So I pull out my phone and I take a picture, and it's so pretty that I think, oh my God, I am a photographer. And I post the picture to Instagram. My cursor's in the caption field. And this is where I pause because I think, what the hell do I say? What do I leave out? So I type, we still have the sky, in all lowercase with no punctuation. Because I'm not sure if it's an affirmation or a question. And suddenly I'm not sure what feeling sure feels like. Because I felt really sure about certain things just days ago. But now there's just gradients of uncertainty. But we still have the sky. Just days ago, I had outside. And I haven't been to every place outside, but I could have got to maybe 5% of it at least. I could have taken a cruise I pretended to hate. I could have complained about slow service while waiting with a full shopping cart. Just days ago, hand sanitizer seemed like enough. So we still have the sky? And speaking of enough, my list of what's enough has shrunk. Like the jeans that I swear still fit me. Still enough for me to try and squeeze me into them, no matter how uncomfortable I am. I sacrifice with the cutting into my gut and the inability to bend and move freely, just as long as everyone else thinks I look good in them. I can't breathe and I'm uncomfortable. This is how I feel right now. But I don't want you to know how bad this feels for me to squeeze into this, because what if you admit the same thing too? That you're more uncomfortable than you show. And I don't know what to say or what to show. So here I sit, confined in something I desperately want to peel off. And now the outside is shrinking too. The park under the sky that I took a picture of is no longer part of the little sliver of outside that I go to every day with my daughter. It's banned, and if we go, we get fined. Fine, great, considering the circumstances. Except that I yelled at Gabby days ago because she didn't want to go to the park. You will go to the park, I roar. And she cries.
I didn't cry.
You don't have to yell, she pouts. But you really need to hear me, because when they take the park away, you'll wish that you went. She stomps the 30 steps to the park with her scooter that I insisted she take, dragging it behind her. Go, scoot, scoot, scoot around the track as many times as you can until it's dark. I sit on a bench and watch her go around the track. She reaches the point furthest away from me. The park is atop a small hill, and so it looks like she's whizzing just below the edge of the horizon, just below the sky. There you are again. And this time you're blue and clear, like a vacation sky that I swear I've never seen at home. Your clouds are so white and fluffy that when the wind stirs them around, I stare like some kind of sky voyeur pervert. I grab my phone to take a picture, but it's not enough this time. The sky pervert in me hungrily craves more. So I swipe through the camera menu until I get to time-lapse video. I press record and set it up on the bench while I gently yell to Gabby, go around 3 more times. And she doesn't argue this time and happily pushes off. After her last lap, she leans into me at the bench. I pick up my phone and stop recording. What's that? She asks. Oh, this? It's a video. Now we have the sky. She grabs my hand and we walk the 30 steps home, step inside, lock the door, and immediately wash our hands for 30 seconds.
That comes with tuna.
Yeah.
I feel that just getting lost in like looking up, you can just look at it and it's so mystifying that everything else just kind of dissolves, you know. But I don't know. I felt that. Thanks for sharing. I remember doing I like the meditation, so I've done the Vipassana stuff. And there's this one time where time gets real slow, but we were taking turns looking out the window. There's a single window, and it was a winter snow falling, and people were standing in line watching the snow fall out the window. And it's so perfect. Anyways, it sparked that in me.
And it's really clear now, the sky, I find.
The sky, yeah. Have you been getting lost? Yeah.
For sure. Oh, thank you so much, Veronica, for sharing that. Did you have any? You still have 1 or 2 minutes if you wanted to share any other insights, or you're welcome to tell people about the show that you're doing, different things that are going on.
Oh yeah. So the show. Hold on. The show that I'm doing is next Tuesday. Is that April 14th? Yeah, April 14th. So it's a storytelling show, but it's all women of color telling their personal narratives, because you don't often get to hear women of color be vulnerable. So it's just a space where they can actually tell stories from their perspective. And everyone is welcome. Everyone is welcome to that. So that's posted on Facebook. It's called Mosaic Untold Lives.
Untold Lives?
Untold Lives.
Okay, cool. Yeah, maybe find that. We'll find that link for you guys, and we'll put it in the chat for you. Thank you so much, Veronica, for sharing that. Really appreciate it. And let Gabby know that we enjoyed her commentary as well.
I know. She's like, I want marshmallows. I'm like, get out.
And she's like, I didn't cry.
So yeah, because she hates admitting she cries.
Aww.
I know. She's coming here and yelling.
That was so good.
Yeah, that's
it didn't happen that way, damn it.
Hi, Gabby.
Hi, Gabby. Yes, thank you so much. All right, yes, guys. One more time, give a huge round of applause for Veronica, everybody out there. Really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Veronica. Yes, snaps too. Lots of love, and a great reminder for us, some of the things that we get overwhelmed with when we're inside so much, and then we start seeing nature, we start looking outside. Like the other day when there was like the full moon, like even yesterday I got captured by the moon, and I was just like, whoa, and I was in my screen. I was just like watching my 12th episode of Forensic Files in a row, and I was like, what am I doing with this? Why am I not? So I like close the screen, and I'm looking up at the clouds are going by the moon, and I'm just like reflecting on my life and things like that. So just like being able to be captured by nature in those moments is so impactful and so meaningful. And I'm so grateful that you're able to share that with us, Veronica, because I think we get caught up sometimes. And then when we look up at the sky and we're seeing like, oh man, like there's so much to offer for us, like that's out there. So I think that's why people connect to nature so much and want to go for a hike. So if anybody wants to go for a hike 12 to 15 feet away from me, I totally welcome that. We'll walk around the same trails, and then we'll yell at each other from the path there. So that's the best I could do, because I gotta stay away from everybody until I could go home and see my niece. All right, so on that note, guys, this is amazing. Our next performers, I actually got to meet a little bit earlier today. They have such a beautiful setup in their space, and they do a daily, I think they said it was on Facebook or YouTube or something. They'll let you guys know, but they do daily videos, and they want to be able to share so much great knowledge with you guys, such good vibes. I could feel the love between them, and like just being able to be so like welcoming into their space when we were first speaking before the show started. So I want you guys to give a huge round of applause right now. I can see them getting ready, so I could stall for one more second, but I'm really happy that we were able to have them. And actually, Ashley was the one who introduced them to us, to the FreeFlow, as well as Daniel knew them from other events previously. So there's a lot of alignment in that way and a lot of like communal creations. So we're really excited to have them on the show. Give a big round of applause right now for Trevor and Nicole. Yeah. Hello.
Hey.
Look at the scene.
Nice to hang and jam with you guys and have a little moment, heart to hearts, special times.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. It's great to have you here. It looks great. It feels great. Love the lava lamp. Anto's got a lava lamp too at this place.
This was one of our best thrift store finds. It was like $3. We're amazed it works.
Wow.
So I love writing songs, and we love making music and traveling around, bringing arts and crafts and coaching and all kinds of things. We teach career empowerment at the Schulich School of Business with York University, and we also do a lot of business coaching to helping people figure out, well, what do you want to do with your life, and how do you make it align? And now that everything's in complete transition, a lot of us are in rebuild mode, and so we love helping people with that kind of stuff. But we love getting behind our art and our music too. And I just put out a record a couple months ago, and we're gonna play a couple songs from that album. Feel free to download and enjoy the album called High Road. It's Trevor Cape, and Nicole Tupachka gets to. I get to play with her. I get to sing with her. This is magic. So, all right. Yeah, there you go. There's a copy of the record right there. Thanks, Dan.
Nice.
Yeah, we had at Jeremy's 27th birthday party, we had a nice, real good jam going on here. I got to meet Trevor that night. And anyhow, thank you.
It's fun. So, thanks. Well, let's give it a roar, shall we? We actually made a video for this. Nicole took some video footage at our last little getaway when we went south, and we just put that on YouTube too, so that's a newer thing. So here you go, the new single, Better Days. I'm growing, yes I am. I'm flowing, yes I am. And I'm knowing, yes I am, that tomorrow be a better day. Storm clouds, they gather round. Whoa, I'm getting off the ground. I'm hearing subtle sounds that tomorrow be a better day. Keep searching high and low. We'll find it, this I know. Come sunshine, rain or snow, let tomorrow be a better day. Better days are coming, yes it's true. You know they'll make me better too. Better days are coming, yes it's true. You know they'll make me better too. Keep dreaming so I may see what better looks to me. Come in and dream with me, let tomorrow be a better day. I'm leaping from my head, whoa, to manifest instead. And I may have wept and bled, but tomorrow be a better day. I'm growing, yes I am. And I'm flowing, yes I am. And I'm knowing, yes I am, that tomorrow be a better day. That tomorrow be a better day. That tomorrow be a better day. Aw, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Awesome.
Fun. Well,
Better days, the best yet to come. That's what I love about what we were saying earlier about creating our lives and being creators and being artists and just believing like the best is yet to come. And I think we can create from this state of joy, whether it's like singing or dancing or the poetry. I think that's all connected to, you know, that divine source and the endless light that lives within us. I think we can feel it when we express. So it's so beautiful to share this space of expression and to be so inspired by all the songs and comedy and laughs and it's beautiful to be here with you.
Yeah, in this kind of more isolating times, I think a lot of us have stepped into the blank canvas of life, right? And so it's great to like light that match of creativity and do cool things. And it's really great to connect with community and have so many people doing that. It's
Man.
a good time to be like building your dreams, like working on our dreams. So
Love it.
I gotta tell you, when that harmonica came in, it sounded so good. It's like coming through my laptop too. Like it's
nice.
a nice sound.
Thank you. The fun instrument.
Yeah.
Doesn't take up much pocket space. Working on a dream, working on the details of my dream. And I know with belief I can have anything I need. Working on myself, working on a better version of myself. And I know with my sincerity only time will tell. No, it won't be long. No, it won't be long. Working on a dream, to know the light, and feeling grateful just to be alive. You know I'm gonna seize the day and I'm gonna make it right. Yes, I'm gonna seize the day and I'm gonna make it right. No, it won't be long. No, it won't. No, it won't be long. No, it won't be long. No, it won't be long. Still I'm working on a dream, working on the details of my dream. And I know with belief I can have anything I need. Yes, I know with belief I can have anything I need. Even though with belief I can be anything I need. It's true.
Goodness, that was so beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for singing with me. Yeah, have a magic life. Make magic. Keep making magic. It's really good.
Thank you so much. And what's the best way for everybody to connect to you guys, to be able to get your album?
I think, Anto, you like at Trevor Cape is the Instagram handle, trevorcape.com. Also at
Nicole Toucher. I'll put my little handle in the chat box.
Yeah, and follow us. We like to share some good things we find, and we're on your side.
Yes, I love that. Thank you so much. And I love that you guys are always opening yourselves up to be able to welcome other people into your lives. So thank you guys so much for your opening. It's all about what we're doing on the show as well. So just to be able to have that like connection with you guys, it's an honor to be able to share with you guys. So thank you so much.
Thanks so much. It's a blessing to be here.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much. Okay, so this has been such an awesome show so far. We are getting to the last two performers of that, but I wanted to say one more time a huge thank you to Trevor and Nicole for being on the show. So give them lots of love, everybody. Yeah. Even if you're muted, you can just send all that love through the screen. The space feels so welcoming. And
I actually just wanted to say something real quick. Sorry, I had my speaker plugged in, so I couldn't, like, I was trying to say something, but I just wanted to say, Trevor, Nicole, thank you so much for being a part of this with us. We love you so much, and I love you so much, and your energy here is so valued, and we hope to have you back with us like every Friday. Just come and be a part of it, because it's like, you know, your love is helping us, and yeah, it's just, thank you. I just wanted to say thank you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
And the
Well,
position.
I'm trying to say that I'm more appreciative than not, I'm joking. Imagine we're just one-upping the, I'm just joking. It's all love. I'm totally kidding. Thank you, Ashley, for highlighting that. And you were the one who welcomed them into the space. So it does totally make sense for you to have that connection as well. And I'm so grateful that you were able to introduce them to us. And one of the best things is that some of you guys weren't here during our 7:30 art jam and the creation part of it. And one of the best parts of it was actually being able to have a conversation about being creators with Trevor as well as Nicole. So thank you guys so much for giving us your insights. And I look forward to more conversations like that because that's what this space is all about. It's all about us figuring out how we can all open our lives up to being the creators of our own destinies and our own dreams. So I love that message. And a lot of it being able to be artists and to be able to create in that way in artistry and to be performing, it has shown me exactly where I need to be going and what it is that my rightful place in terms of performances on stage and as well as in my life. So I'm just really grateful to be able to be meeting other artists like this. And Ashley has really shown me a lot of that as well with her creations. And last week, she actually painted throughout the show. So if anybody out there is feeling creative and wants to make some of their own stuff too, we're all like creating different things. I kind of created a little bit of a base space that we've been, going. So just gluing things down and like I cut out some of the sun over here or whatever, but yeah. So just keep on creating. We're gonna, at the end of the show, after the open mic and everything, we're gonna show all the stuff that we've been making all night. So one more time, thank you, Trevor and Nicole. We absolutely love everything that you guys are doing, and we look forward to having you guys on the show again. So this has been great. So this is a really special moment, though. Our next performer, he is one of our producers, and he's been doing comedy for a while, and we're super excited about this. He's going to do a stand-up comedy set for us at this time. So if everybody out there, you guys can unmute yourselves, too, because you want to hear the laughter. We want to be able to have that. So give a big round of applause right now for Adrian Curry. Yeah.
Well, I can't wait for this.
Thank you, Trevor and Nicole. That was awesome. That was amazing, very soothing. Thank you to all the performers. Really great music, great poetry. Really nice. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Vi, for your great set. It was hilarious. I was laughing my ass off. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, so we're here Friday night, full-on quarantine. We're just trying to get through another month of like craziness and coronavirus and whatever. So yeah, just be there for each other and try to help each other out and entertain each other and make each other laugh. So as most of you know that I'm Jamaican. You can probably tell by my shiny head. I'm from that island in the Caribbean, from Jamrock. Do we have any Jamaicans here? Anyone? Well, is Mars the poet still here? Is he Jamaican? No, there's no one here.
He is Jamaican and he is here. He's just getting weed.
Oh, he is Jamaican. There we go, just like a true Jamaican. So okay, how many people here want to be Jamaican? If you could, yeah, we are. Okay, come on. I know Ashley wants to be Jamaican. She really wants to be Jamaican. Maybe Blaze wants to be Jamaican. He's just chilling. So Mars's girl wants to be Jamaican? Yeah. Well, Larry, don't worry. You're not the only one. I mean, everybody wants to be Jamaican days. You got Justin Bieber and Ed Sheeran with their freaking reggae song, I don't care. You got Drake and Rihanna put out a pretty dope dancehall track that I have to say, work, 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 work. You send me half of work, 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 work. You even got Prime Minister Justin Trudeau in blackface, hanging out with some pretty young things. Fonte. Now, if he had gotten all those girls pregnant, he would have been Jamaican for real. Screw that. The Jamaican government would have given them a Jamaican visa and the Jamaican passport. You know what? Screw the minority government. They would have gotten a majority in the last election because they would have gotten all the black vote, the liberals. But there's a bit of a problem there because that means that I'm not Jamaican. because I'm 49 years old and I don't have any kids. So what does that mean? That means that Justin Trudeau is more Jamaican than I am? I don't know about that. Something's not right there. So I came from Jamaica when I was a kid. I was 6 years old. And at the time I spoke with the thickest Jamaican accent you can imagine. An orange was a orange. Do you know how long it took me to realize that there was no street called Eglinton? I keep missing my doctor's appointments and my freaking sets when I go to shows. My GPS can't find the apples and the oranges on Eglinton. I keep ending up on Hislington. Anyways, so I'm a bit of a contradiction in a bunch of ways. I'm a Jamaican with no accent. Hooked on phonics worked for me. And I'm a Rasta with no dreads. You know, male pattern baldness. What can I say? You gotta watch your girl. So I'm saying. I know what you guys are thinking. I know what Anto's thinking. He's probably like, nah, he doesn't look very Jamaican to me. You know, last time I was in Jamaica, we hung out with some Rastas. They had long dreads and we smoked a lot of ganja. When I woke up, one of them was fucking my girl. Don't worry, I'll still fuck your girl. Just saying. I might look down like a greasy Toronto white boy, but I still gotta watch your girl, you know? I still got that Jamaican je ne sais quoi, you know, flowing through my veins. Anyway.
Oh, gosh.
Gosh. Easy there, Ashley. Don't get too excited. So I grew up in Scarborough, like deep into Malvern, like Finch and Nielsen. It's so far north we call it Farborough. Yeah, Farborough. It's the furthest place from City Hall with city services. Kid you, no lie. If you were to draw a map and put like a pinprick in like the furthest northeast corner, like it's Steeles and Morningside or Steeles and Staines, that's where I live. It's like when we were growing up, when you take the bus home late at night, you get nosebleeds, so the air is so thin, you know? It's like you cross Tapscott and you're like, fuck, man, did we cross Tapscott yet? Give me you know? It's like in the winter, you got to wear extra layers and extra long johns and wool sweaters because it's so bloody freaking cold, you know? You know, the wind packs a punch coming over those cornfields late at night. It's like when you're coming home and you cross Shepherd, you got to reset your watch, you know, because you're in another time zone. You know, people are like, oh, shit, you're on the bus asking each other, what time is it? You know, did we cross Shepherd yet? My watch is not working, you know? Anyways, yeah, it's a little crazy. It's too bad though, because Scarborough, it's got some nice parts in it. Now, Malvern gets a bad rap because of like 2 square blocks where the kids run amok, you know, shooting each other up. Yeah, it's sad because Veronica knows Scarborough's great. It's like the bomb, you know? Anyways, so growing up, I was one of the less fortunate kids. Yeah, less fortunate. I didn't grow up with a single mother, and my dad was around, you know? You know how nowadays all the successful artists are the kids that grew up with like single moms whose parents were immigrants and they didn't know their father. Yeah, well, you know, I knew my dad. You know, he was still around. You know, like people like, you know, like Drake and The Weeknd and Stephen James and Winnie Harlow. You know, kids that were less fortunate, but who are stars now. You know, it's like what's going on? You know. He's like, I knew my dad, but I still wanted him to leave, you know? It's like, he's like, Pops, you gotta go, you know? It's like, I gotta be a star, I wanna be a star, you know? You gotta go, leave, you know? Like, you know, packing his bag and leaving at the front door, you know, sending him like Valentine's cards with like black hearts and like skull and bones, you know, real morbid shit. It's like, Pops, you gotta go, man. I wanna be a star, I wanna be famous. Anyways. So growing up, my dad was like, his favorite thing was always like, out, this is my house. You know when when your parents get like really frustrated, I mean, I guess it's a Caribbean thing. I don't know what it is, but whenever my dad got really frustrated, like really super like at his wit's end, he didn't know what to do. He was just like, out, this is my house, I'll pay the mortgage. You don't live here no more. You know, but it's like realistically, like, where are you gonna go? You know, you didn't go anywhere, you know? You're like 4 or 5 years old, you know, maybe 9, 10, 14, 15, maybe. you might have thought about it, but realistically, yeah, no way, you're not going anywhere. I guess it's just one of these things growing up in the hood. Well, people from the annex could call it, the professors. But realistically, it's like, it wasn't that bad. Most of us lived in single detached homes, like us, we lived in a bungalow. And, a lot of the families, a lot of us had cars, some of us even had two. But, there weren't any gangs back then, not in the 70s and the 80s, it might have been like the neighborhood, if you call it anything. But anyway. So when I was growing up, you remember when breakdancing came out, how amazing it was, how cool it was? Mm-hmm. Everybody was doing it. It was like the coolest thing on the planet. It was just like people doing the windmill and the worm and everything. But me and my brothers, we couldn't even breakdance. It was just like, my dad was such a strict disciplinarian, he wouldn't let us. It was like all the girls were like hanging out with their square earrings and their new hairstyles, and they're taking b-boy stance, and they were just like the coolest shit on the planet, And I remember everybody had to search and find the right piece of cardboard to put on the ground, and so you can practice breakdancing in your basement. Yeah, well, me and my brothers, we couldn't do that. My dad said it's because we didn't want to have to take us to the hospital when we broke our necks. It was just like, boy, what I said, sure, we don't have to take you to the hospital when you broke your neck here. They're foolishness and you're rotted, rascal. Anyways, fair enough. But that still meant that we couldn't practice, So, yeah, my brothers, we became artists, graphic designers and rappers, And I took up tennis and volleyball. Anyways, crazy shit. So I'll leave you with this. This is my solution for world peace. All over the world, everybody loves Bob Marley. Everywhere you go, they love him to death. You go to Europe, you go to Africa, you go to Asia, you go to Ajax. Everybody loves Bob Marley, So for world peace, I'm asking you to love each other like you love Bob, Seriously. And I guarantee you, while you're at it, love each other like you love the Raptors, Right? Like Chris would say. And I guarantee you we'd have the most beautiful planet in the whole galaxy. Screw the coronavirus. That's doing a lot of good for world peace right now, because people working together and everybody's helping each other out and being real nice with each other. But no, just love each other like you love Bob, and I'm sure we'll have peace and prosperity on the planet. Anyways, thanks guys. Great.
Yeah, thank you, Adrian.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's it feeling in the gallery there? It looks good.
Thanks. It looks good. It's just kind of lonely. It's just just me.
I miss you too.
Yeah. Hey bro, we're gonna do the Wu-Tang kick today.
I love that you call it the Wu-Tang kick. It was called the Wuhan kick before.
I know. Otherwise, I'm gonna be racist. So I gotta I gotta put some color in it. Put some black in it.
Yeah, that's good. The black and yellow together, that's the team. Me and you, brother. Guys, one more time, give lots of love to Adrian Curry. Yeah.
Thank you.
That was awesome. Yeah. I don't know if anybody else out there has their solutions for what will bring world peace or bring lots more love to the world. I have a solution, and I've been working on it every single day. I go on either Tinder or Bumble, and I just keep swiping on anybody who's a doctor, who's in any essential, nurses, all that kind of stuff, just to be available and ready if any of them need any of my intimate services. I'll be ready for them. I'm putting myself in the position of high risk as well, because they're on the actual high risk because they're in hospitals all the time. But I'm willing to risk that just for our wonderful helper, the people who are working in that field. So shout out to them. Big thank you to you. Absolutely love that you guys are out there. So, but if anybody else out there has any world peace ideas, raise your hand. We could come around to you guys. Who else out there has an idea for world peace? Raise your hands there. Who's got one? Oh, Daniel's got one right here. Okay, let's see what he says.
My idea? Well, it starts on the individual level. right? So if everybody felt peace, then it would be more prosperous. Prosperous.
Yes.
So you got to feel it in yourself, right? So what does peace mean? Okay, so peace, it's an idea then. It's beyond an idea though, because it transcends feeling. Thought, when your thoughts and body, when your matter and your mind are in harmony, then there's a correlation. And peace is such a deep understanding of truth, of nature, of law, right? Love, beauty, art, God, nature, it's all the same thing, right? So it's that connection to source that we call by many different names. Those were like, anyways, the thought train goes on, but peace, it's on the individual level. So when you hold peace, then you emanate, then it's not just you either. It's a force, it's a field that people.
Yes. Yes. Oh, that was amazing. Great answer. That was awesome. Thank you for making me look like a giant pervert, Daniel, with your really meaningful moment after me saying. Yeah, thanks a lot, Daniel. Really appreciate that. I'm just joking. So I absolutely love that, though. It's so true. That's one of the things that I started to realize as well. There's so much chaos that was happening in my life, and I was like, why is there so much chaos around me? And then I think that it really came back down to like reconnecting to my sense of self. And like I mentioned before, writing is so helpful for that. Like every night being able to write this month, I felt a lot more peace, a lot more like connection to that. And interestingly enough, in poetry, they call each poem, they call them pieces. And I always found that if you have all these pieces of poetry, that helps you connect to your whole self. And then your whole self is able to help you connect to the rest of the world. So thank you, Daniel, for that insight. I really appreciate that. So guys, it's past 11 now. I know some of you guys are wanting to jump on the open mic. If there's anybody else out there who wants to be on the open mic, so far we have Risa, Milsey, and Jim. So big shout out to you guys. You guys have signed up already. You guys look so ready. But before that, oh my goodness, our next performer, it is just the best. They used to come and visit me at my my space. It was called the Hot Pot Studios, and we used to have all these people come through and hang out. And the idea is that like it was like a hot pot. We bring our own ingredients, and then we kind of all boil the same water, and then put it all in the same pot and kind of create together. And they are actually one of the most inspiring people for me in the last like little while. They are the co-editor of my chapbook. So if anybody's ever been inside this crazy brain of mine, there's so many ideas, so many things that I write in my poems, and then they just help me go through and like edit out all the redundant stuff and that kind of. So I really appreciate them, and they've given me so much love, and I hope all of you guys give them lots of love as well too. I'm so excited for you to meet and get to know even more. Silva, everybody. Big round of applause for our final performer. I'm so excited to have them on. Woo!
Welcome, Silva.
Yay.
Yay.
That's my friend.
Hi, guys. Shit. All right. So, oh, shit. I'm so nervous. Why am I nervous? I've done this so many times. So I have some poems, 2 poems. I have one that's in progress right now, but I'm gonna read it to you anyways, cause I just got really inspired, you know, to like commit and like really, you know, tell the story, you know. I call it backward snapback white man, and goes something like this, all right? Backward snapback white man approaches me at Jackassers. He says, "Is this seat taken?" I make my first mistake of the evening by saying, "No." Backward snapback white man sits down and says, "Hey, if I guess your race, do I get to buy you a drink?" I reply, "Well, I deserve to get something out of this interaction." Backward snapback white man guesses Spain, Mexico, Japan, Italy, 4 no's later, he pauses for a moment. You're not Aussie, are you? Aussie? Like, Australian? No. He asks me for a hint, and I really need this drink, so I say Asia. Backward snapback white man Googles map of Asia and begins guessing. He says, China. Backward snapback white man needs a map of Asia to guess the most populated country in the world. I say no. He says, huh, I didn't know Bangladesh was a country. I was unsure of how to reply, so I say, surprise. He says, is that it? No. He guesses India, and at this point I'm so desperate for a drop of alcohol that I say, you got it. Just more poem, just wait a second. There's still more, just backward snapback white man compliments my school hoodie and proceeds to ask me what school I'm going to and what I'm taking. My hoodie says, Centennial College, Child and Youth Work. Backward snapback white man tells me how much he's grown since turning 30, but still wears a backward snapback. Backward snapback white man tells me inspiring tale of growing up in Scarborough but managing to stay out of gangs because he got someone to build a skate park in his area. No one wants a white boy for their gang anyways, especially one wearing a backward snapback. Backward snapback white man hears no and says that actually makes me want you more. Backward snapback white man says, if you read me a poem and I like it, I'll let you read my screenplay. I never asked about his fucking screenplay. Backward snapback white man tells me it is inspired by Quentin Tarantino, but adds he really loves Seth MacFarlane, and if he had seen him before whatever Quentin Tarantino movie he watched, his screenplay would be modeled more after Family Guy. Backward snapback white man continues to beg me to read his screenplay without ever asking me to read it. He tells me, I've been writing it for 16 years. I say nothing. Backward snapback white man says, buy you another drink and test my race. I say white. She says, well, yeah, but I bet you can't. I say Irish. Quiet for a moment. Flags down the bartender and says, hey, can I just get 2 of whatever they've been having this evening?
Oh my god.
Oh my god. That was amazing!
God, that was
Oh my god.
So white men really be out here, like, dead ass.
Oh, that was amazing.
Yeah, I've been, struggling a lot with, these white boys, they just keep arriving and, nobody invites them. They just show up, we're in quarantine right now and we're not really supposed to be seeing anyone, right? Colonialism, hashtag colonization. But this white man, he keeps showing up, and even though we're in quarantine, we're not supposed to be seeing each other. We had a date recently because he white man hears no and is like, actually makes me want you more. So
I'm dying.
wrote this piece about it. It was actually quite a romantic evening, so you'll be surprised when you hear it, all right? goes like this. I got a dinner date with the D tonight. And by the D, I think you know what I mean. I mean depression. It's our 14-year anniversary today. We were on again and off again for a while. I actually never thought I'd see him again, but depression never lost faith in us. He orders us Uber Eats on my credit card, an individual pineapple pizza. I fucking hate pineapples. We don't make the minimum order requirement, so he tips extra out of guilt. I pick up the first slice and he slaps it out of my hand. Save some for me, you greedy ass bitch. He usually saves my full name for his love letters. He eats and picks off the pineapples. Saves them for me. I fucking hate pineapples. He tells me they're gourmet as he lights a scented candle. I take a whiff and it smells so familiar. He tells me the tropical blend. I read the label. Breakdowns on the beach, resentment on the rocks, and panic attacks in the Pacific breeze. An elegant twist on a timeless classic. He slips his palms into mine. I tell him to play our song. He opens up the YouTube playlist I named after him. Clicks on Numb by Linkin Park. That's not our song. We forgot our song on our anniversary. He laughs in that sexy, like, brooding kind of way. Babe, I'm just kidding. He clicks on In the End by Linkin Park, puts it on loop, and we sing together. Just like we used to when he would visit me at my parents' house. I get nostalgic. I can't remember the day we met, but try to pinpoint the exact moment he knew it would last forever. Was it kindergarten? When Marissa snitched on me for not washing my hands before snack time, and he rode in on a rocking horse, my knight in shining armor, to remind me it was because everyone hated me and thought I was disgusting. Or was it first grade, when Miss Jameson called on me to read in front of the class, but I couldn't read, so he told me I should just stay home before my peers realize I'm a big stupid idiot and ridicule me for the rest of my life. Those were the days. He pulls me into his lap and says, babe, don't you realize you have plenty to be miserable about right now? When you find yourself clinging to that past like this, just remember, your mother has cancer. Your best friend is dead. And all of your professors are white. He always knows exactly what to say. We are so us right now. He invites me into bed. We lay atop the crumbs, we never brush off the sheets. It takes too much energy to move mountains that will only emerge again in the morning. We call it acupuncture. Talk about the benefits it probably has for his spine, because I haven't had one for a while now. Depression shifts. Pulls out the broken goldfish cracker he was sitting on. He dares me to eat it. So I do. And he looks at me the way I look at pineapples. I fucking hate pineapples. We talk about it until I'm crying. He calls me over emotional and I explain. I just feel everything really intensely. And then we fight about it until I'm not feeling anything. And I tell him to get the fuck out. and I realize how aggressively I'm speaking, and I apologize. Ask him very gently if he wants me to call him an Uber home. He brushes the tangled hair out of my face, tucks it into the hat I've been wearing for a week and a half. Don't be so crazy. I know that's really hard for you, but I haven't even given you your present yet. He gestures behind him. 2 matching rocking chairs engraved with our first name and last initials. Greedy B and the D. I ask, is this your way of telling me you want us to grow old together? He shakes his head. No. This is my way of saying you already are.
Oh wow!
So that's where I'm at in life.
love
eh?
you. Holy shit!
Yeah, that's it. That's my.
That was so cool.
Thanks, man.
Thank you. Guys, one more time. Big round of applause for Silva. Yeah, Silva.
Thanks.
Wow. Really appreciate that. Thank you. And that was the first time I've seen you be able like perform with the poetry over the music. So that was amazing to be able to see the progression of that. So thank you so much for sharing. And we'll put your Instagram into the chat. I remember it was like Rubik's Cubes and Pikachus and many other
Rubik's Cubes and
items that you want to. Oh, perfect. Yes. You got them right there. Show that again. Let's see that.
If you need help to know my Instagram. Oh wait, Rubik's Cubes and Pikachu.
Nice. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, that was so good. And I love like, oh man, I wasn't expecting it to be so funny too. And that first poem, oh my God, first poem just killed me. I love that. Yeah, I love that. So being able to actually see like your progression has been amazing, and hopefully you'll be able to share some songs in the future as well, and like kind of put it all together. And I'm so excited to see what you put together in the next little while. So thank you for continuing to inspire us and be a part of our community. So this is awesome. Yes. Okay, great. So one of the things that I also wanted to make sure I highlighted is that Silva is on the Toronto Poetry Slam team. And they're going to be having some performances later on in the season. And if you guys don't really know much about slam poetry, it's really all about being able to do some poetry together on stage, and then they put up numbers and judge you from that. And then it's like a competition, and it's like it's very entertaining. And hopefully you guys get to check that out as well. So we'll let you guys know about any events that Silva is a part of as well in our FreeFlow Showcase. So thank you again, Silva. Absolutely love you so much. It's great to see your awesome face. And that pink background is always just the best. I love that shit. Okay, cool. So we're going to go into our open mic. I want to say a huge thank you to all the performers that have been on so far. If anybody out there is still wanting to sign up, please let us know. We actually have 3 people who are on our open mic list here. So out there, where do we got? Maybe we'll start with Millsy. Where's Millsy at?
I think Anto.
Yeah.
We had a bit of a list going, I think. It was Risa we had.
Millsy and Jim.
Millsy.
Yeah, that's right.
I think Annie wanted to perform as well.
Annie 1 or 2 as well. Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay, sweet. How about yourself? Did you want to share as well?
If people are still going, yeah, I could do something.
Okay, cool. Nice. Okay, so let's just start with Millsy here. Where are you at, Millsy? You give me a little wave there.
Hey, I'm right here.
Okay, there you go. All right, guys. Give a big round of applause for the first performer on our open mic, Millsy. Oh my goodness, you got a whole setup there.
Yeah, I'm back at my studio in Toronto since my university shut down.
Nice. Your audio's not coming in very strong back there, actually. I don't think we hear it from your actual...
Hello?
Yeah, it's not coming in through the mic.
We are getting some mic. It could be louder though. But if you get going, let's hear your guitar. The guitar sounds great. Sing through the mic as best you can for us.
All right, I'll try my best. I guess with the audio I have.
Okay, if you can turn out the microphone a little bit, I think that'd be good.
Okay, let me check that with the mixing board.
Because I think the microphone that you have there is not working. It's just the microphone from whatever you're recording from is there. Oh, it's frozen now. Oh, there you are. Okay.
Wait, so this isn't working?
That sounds better. It sounds louder now.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, you might not need the pop filter.
Oh.
Just go really into it.
All right, sounds good. All right. Thank you guys so much for having me. I actually found this like an hour ago, and I'm super. It's been amazing, and all the performances have been amazing.
Yeah.
My name is Millsy. That's my stage name, and I'll be playing some songs for y'all tonight. The first one. Actually, let's do it down here. Is called Never Keep Us Down. I wrote this way back in 2017 when the whole net neutrality thing was going on. But I think it could be applied to a lot of stuff going on nowadays, sort of standing up for yourself, not taking any crap. So I hope y'all enjoy it. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, too high across, to let it slide. When all is lost, Wednesday's nights will be the match that sparks the light. We won't submit to their game. We're the ones they go insane. In a world so bleak and mundane, it's time to start the flame. We can't afford to lose this fight. For what we know is right. And when they try to break the ground, you'll never keep us down. You'll never keep us down. Shadow facts to us the truth. We'll be the ones who see our through. No reason why they lie to you. It's right here we already knew. We won't submit to their game. We're the ones they go insane. In a world so bleak and mundane, it's time to start the flame. We can't afford to lose this fight. For what we know is right. And when they try to break the ground, you'll never keep us down. You'll never keep us down. Feel out, not silent. Be strong, not violent. Let's show the wicked corruption that we've had enough of them. Enough of them. We can't afford to lose this fight. What we know is right. When they try to break the ground, you'll never keep us down. You'll never keep us down. You'll never keep us down.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's Never Keep Us Down, and it's currently on
Yeah.
iTunes and wherever you find music.
Nice.
I also have, I'm not sure if you can see this, I got stickers of it too for free. Just send me a DM on Instagram.
Great.
Awesome.
Yeah, add your Instagram in the chat after. We'll be able to connect you to it for people to it for sure. Thanks.
Sweet, thank you. Am I allowed to play one or two more songs?
One more, I would say, if that's okay. We usually only do one song for the open mic, but it's your first time, so you seem very adamant about playing one more. So go for it. We usually just do one, but it's no problem if you.
Okay,
if
thank you.
it's
I'll
all
remember
good.
that for the future.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Actually, since one more, I'll just play this song instead. All right, so this is the first song I ever wrote, but I changed a lot within the past years, so I think it's pretty fun. It's called Trapped in Love, and I hope y'all enjoy it. I walked a million miles, still getting you to smile. No. Can't fight you no more. I'm out on the floor. Oh no. You made my day, and you swept it away. It's hard to explain. You're driving me insane. You locked me away. Now I'm the same. Can't escape this cage. Oh no. If I was released, I wouldn't be free. Because you have me trapped in love. Trapped in love. Trapped in love. Trapped in love. Oh no. What was our time to find? Our love drifted off course. Oh no. I wish I would have known that you were just letting me go. Oh no. You made my day and you swept it away. It's hard to explain. You're driving me insane. You locked me away. Now I'm the same. Can't escape this cage. Oh no. If I was released, I would have been free. Because you have me trapped in love. Trapped in love. Trapped in love. Trapped in love. Oh, no. Sorry.
Yeah.
You locked me away. Now I'm the same. Can't escape this cage. Oh no. If I was released, I wouldn't be free. Because you have me trapped in love. Trapped in love. Trapped in love. Trapped in love. Oh no.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, Millsy.
Yes, Millsy. Thank you so
Awesome.
much.
Thank you. And
Lilzy, thank you so much
Nice.
for sharing yourself with us.
Sorry, one more time.
We love you. Awesome. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you joining us, and definitely put all your information into the chat so people can know where to find you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Hi.
Yeah. All right. So thank you so much, Millsy. That was awesome. I don't know what you're saying because you're muted and you're away from your so I couldn't hear you for a bit. But put all your info into the chat so that we could just get people to you. One thing that we also wanted to highlight to anybody else who wants to share on the open mic or is feeling as if they want to, let us know, and we want to be able to help you guys get on the open mic if you're overwhelmed or feeling nervous or that kind of stuff. Throughout the week, please reach out to us. We want to be able to coach you guys or help you guys feel comfortable so you can start sharing yourselves a little bit more as well. That's what this is all about, is trying to get you guys more connected and to be able to share yourselves as well. So thank you guys. Thank you, Millsy, for getting me started. One other thing that we wanted to do is to be able to get a couple emails from anybody out there. We're going to start actually connecting to people by email so that we can have like a newsletter and kind of like really start building this community. So anybody out there right now who is listening to this and you guys have an email and you'd like to share that with us and you want to get information and things about our events, because when things are going to start picking up again, we're going to be doing the stuff on Zoom, of course, but also a live event as well. So if anybody wants, sorry, what's going on? Whose child? Just kidding. Okay, cool. So if anybody else wants to connect, let us know. So we're actually going to be getting our next performer. Where is Annie? Where are you? Annie, could you hear me? Okay, there's Annie.
Yes.
So Annie has a new hairdo that she wants to show us.
I know, I was going to talk about it.
Oh, yes, definitely. So everybody give a lot of love to one of our co-producers and one of my favorite people in the entire world. Give a lot of love right now for Annie Carter.
Hello, everybody. Yeah, so today I was talking to Anto and Adrian and Daniel and Ashley about how I wanted to like do something different with my hair. And then I just like, right when we got off our Zoom call, I just ran away and cut my bangs. Yeah, I kind of like them. I've never had anything like this, but I look very
Really?
What's that? Oh, I'm like
I said, can I see these are bangs? These are new? This is new?
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I did these today.
Ooh.
Yes, but anyways, so this is some stuff that I've never performed before, and it's not anything, hold on. It's not anything that I've even thought about performing before. So back in December, I had probably the hardest month of my entire life. And I think like it's easy to say that it was the hardest month that I've ever gone through. I was going through a breakup. I found out that one of my oldest friends had passed away. And it was just like there was a lot of stuff overlapping on each other, but this is just like a bunch of stuff that I wrote in that month. The poems are really short, so it won't take up too much time. Let's see. So this one was about my friend who passed away. Her presence on earth gave comfort, but when, okay, hold on. Her presence on earth gave comfort. All of a sudden, she was everywhere and nowhere all at once. She belongs to the sky.
Yes.
Yeah. And then this was something that I was feeling about myself, because there were just so many times when I would feel so good and then so bad all at the same time. Like there were times when I would go out and feel so good and so exhilarated, and like I would go out to shows like these ones that we put on at 1017, and then I would go home and feel like a completely different person, like just so dark, so unhappy. But this is one that I wrote on one of those nights. She was like the moon. At times her light would shine so bright the world would stop to stare. In other moments, she was less than half herself, a sliver of what was there. Then I'll do one more. I can hear so I think. Yeah. And then there was one about the breakup that. Okay. Swimming upstream with a dream of being with you. The water's been gray since yesterday, every shade of you, hitting every inch of my body harder than the moments before. I feel bruises rising to the surface. Can't stop this pain from hitting shore. I take a deep breath, dunk my head, and let the water carry me to that place inside of me that you will never see. And then that's all for now.
Yes. Thank you,
Thank
Annie,
you.
so much. I really appreciate you sharing your poetry. I would love for you to even just say like just a comment or two just about the 1017 shows and kind of like what it is that we're doing here. I always find that you have a great perspective of like especially since you're just starting to open up and share, you have like a very interesting perspective in terms of like what the space is about. Tell people maybe if you don't mind.
Yeah, so I started performing maybe, what was it, October? And ever since then, I've probably performed at Gallery 1017 about, I don't even know, every time I've been there. And it is just such an open space. And everyone is so like loving and nurturing. And, you know, you can get up on stage and literally, I don't know, fart and everyone will think it's beautiful. Like, honestly, like it's just like a really good place to like start off. And I mean, obviously not just start off, but it like gave me a lot of confidence to share and be vulnerable. It's, yeah, and it's like so much fun too. And everyone's so nice who comes, and like, I've never had like an unpleasant experience with anyone there. And I don't think that it'll happen. It's just such a good, you just feel good when you're there.
Yeah. All right. Great. Thank you so much. Guys, one more time, give a lot of love to Annie. That was so good. Thank you. And that's one of the most powerful things is like seeing people connect to their vulnerability, and we're watching people heal. And I find that like poetry is such a powerful way of being able to like connect to that. So I really appreciate you being able to share that, and for us to be able to like continue to have this space where others are feeling like comfortable to share things like that. Because those were really heavy topics that you had, but the way in which you brought light to them with your poetry. So that was just beautiful. Thank you so much, Annie. And we're so grateful for how much you've grown, you know, so this is awesome. Okay, cool. So we're going to keep this open mic rolling. This has been such an awesome show so far. Like I mentioned, anybody out there who's got emails, throw them in our chat. We want to send you guys some cool stuff. And then we have our next performer. I think it's the first time that he's joining us.
Yo, Anto.
Yes.
Got a song for Annie.
Oh, nice. Okay. What? Really quickly, yes.
So Annie, we got a song for you. Remember?
Here we go.
Bangs.
Oh, wow.
Little bangs, bangs and no bangs, bangs and no bangs,
bangs and no bangs.
I've got bangs.
It's so catchy.
Bangs.
Bangs and no bangs, bangs.
Oh, nice. Yes. Thank you, buddy.
Thanks.
Awesome. All right, great. That was so awesome. Thank you so much, Adrian, for sharing that. We're going to go, our next performer. It's his first time joining us, and we're so happy to have him. If it's cool, we're just going to do one song, if that's okay, Jim. So everybody give a big round of applause to Jim, everybody. I don't think we can hear you.
You've got to unmute yourself.
Yeah, there we go. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
There we go. Sorry. So yeah, doing some stand-up comedy, not music, if that's okay.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, so I'll try and keep this short. So I have just been learning to write comedy for the last few months, and what inspired me by this was I realized how serious I usually am, and the world does not need one more serious white man telling people how to live their life. So just part of what I write is I look at what are the things I'm kind of uncomfortable with in myself, and I noticed that like I'm believing things that like, do I really believe this? And do you ever have that where you start to believe something, but if someone said, hey, do you believe that really? You're like, no. You know, things like ghosts, socialism, wrestling is real. I've got a lot of friends in the new age spiritual space, and I've started reading some of their books, and I'm like, I think I actually might maybe believe this stuff, but don't ask me on it because I'll deny it. So part of what's inspired me in this space is reading about forgiveness. This is something I know because, you know, I'm someone who holds grudges. I am still bitter at Mrs. Warner for failing me in grade 6 geography because she wouldn't let me do my presentation because I didn't use cue cards. I had the damn thing memorized. So, you know, the reading about forgiveness and trying to practice it, you know, it's helping me in my relationships, but it's got me questioning my parenting actually. And I see there are kind of 3 philosophies of parenting that I'm working through. So there's traditional parenting, like what we grew up with in the 80s. And then there's kind of this modern conscious parenting. And then there's this spiritual parenting. And I'll give you an example what this looks like. So trying to teach my daughter to play recorder. As a traditional parent, I would give her the recorder and this is how you play hot cross buns. This finger, this finger, this finger, here's the rhythm. You know, you tell them, this is how you're going to do it, and you're going to do it exactly as I say. Conscious parents come up with, okay, this is a growth mindset. How do we want to teach our kids, and how do we want to build strengths in them? The spiritual parent says they know everything that they need to be to express their soul purpose in the world. And then when the kid's struggling, the traditional parent's like, what's wrong with you? Can't you learn the rhythm to hot cross buns? A conscious parent will be like, okay, let's respect their weaknesses and how do we guide them? And then the spiritual parent says, there are no wrong notes. And then finally, you know, that my child is completely bored out of her mind and she starts blasting the recorder in my face. The traditional parent approach would grab the recorder from them and smash it over their knee. The conscious parent would be like, no, honey, we need to set boundaries. We don't play in people's faces. And then the spiritual parent says, oh, this child's spirit is just expressing what they need in the world, and who am I to stop it? Now, on the surface, spiritual parenting sounds insane. I know, but just recently read, any attempt to change someone involves a withdrawal of love, because wanting them to change implies that they are wrong and need to change in some way. Furthermore, we may even do harm in encouraging them to change. For though we may act in their best intention, we may interfere with their spiritual lessons, mission, and advancement. So when my child is violently attacking our stuffed animals in a rage fit and yelling at us because we're so unfair for asking her to go to bed, like, am I like causing her spiritual harm by wanting her to change? Like, am I withholding her spiritual mission by trying to teach her not to be an asshat? Like, what am I doing good things by harming her? Like, I don't know how to make sense of this. Anyways, that's where that bit ends.
All right.
Yeah, well cool, man. That was cool.
Yeah, thank you so much, man. Really appreciate it. How did you hear about the show?
Marsha Shandur.
Oh, amazing. Yes, that's great. I actually was able to do her show on Tuesday, so
Nice.
That's great. Yeah. How long have you been doing stand-up for, you said?
This was my first time performing to an audience, and I've only been writing since about January.
Guys, wow, what an amazing opportunity. Guys, give a big round of applause to Jim. Yeah, first time. Oh my goodness, that was awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. That's awesome to be able to like have seen that. And I like that you're already not needing to use the microphone in this way. You got this beautiful like
yes,
you're great. So yeah, one more time, give lots of love to Jim. That was amazing. Really appreciate that
Thank
stuff.
you.
First time, everybody. That was so cool to be able to see that. That's what it's all about. I'm so excited that we were able to be here to support you with that. And if there's anything you want, you know, I'd love to be able to work with you to like keep on building your stuff too. I love sharing and learning with people, you know. So I started doing comedy, 13 years ago, and I still get so much joy of like performing for people and telling jokes. So to be able to see your first time, Wow, this is amazing. I feel honored that I got to be the one hosting today, and I look forward to seeing your progress. And we're doing this every Friday, so you can jump on the open mic whenever, you know? So, great. All right, so we have our—
What's his name?
Sorry?
What's his name?
Jim Mondry.
Jim? The one that just said the poem?
No, that was the stand-up that they just did, yeah.
What was his name?
It was Jim. It was Jim.
I'm not sure what you're asking me.
What? The guy that just said the poem? What's his name?
It wasn't a poem. It was a comedy set.
A comedy set?
Yes.
Yo, that's real shit.
Yeah.
I was ready to have a discussion.
Right now, I have no idea who's heckling me. I have no idea what's happening with this. I'm totally fine with it. But if you'd like to reveal yourself, it would be much more helpful as you're screaming things towards my face. Who do we got? Who's talking?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. Can you hear
I
me?
can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, so if we can, it was Eden Frankel that was talking, but I
Yeah!
agree with her. She was talking like the idea of growth mindset and just looking at different ways to perceive things and just being like as non-judgmental as possible, just trying to like appreciate it.
Yeah, Eden.
Yeah. No, I really thought I was ready to have a discussion about that.
Yeah. I see where you're coming from. Thanks for sharing that. That was I'm really enjoyed that.
I
can't
kind of
really hear your audio right now, man.
My audio?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to talk as loud as I can, which is odd for me because I'm usually really quiet, so I'll just have to speak up.
Yes. Okay, cool. All right. That was very distracting but helpful because we want Jim to know that we understood what he was saying, and it was not only funny but also poignant. So thank you, Eden, for sharing that. I don't know if you wanted to share something a little bit later, or actually, I don't know if we have time today because we do end at midnight. But we do have one more performer, and then we could definitely get you on a future spot. We'd love to hear more of your insights and any of the discussion that you wanted to have. We're always open for that. We love that. So thank you for your insights. So our final performer on the night is going to be Raisa. And I just wanted to say, when I saw Raisa for the first time, it was so impactful, so beautiful. I actually was crying, and I had to go back on stage, and it was a very interesting challenge. I never had cried like before I went on stage. Like I've shared stuff and made myself cry, whatever. But my goodness, that it was like so beautiful, and to be able to share that type of emotion with an entire group of people, and to have Raisa on our show consistently since the last couple months that we've known them. So if everybody wants to give a huge round of applause for the final person on our open mic right now, give it up for Raisa. Yeah. There you are.
Welcome.
Am I unmuted? Okay, cool. Hi, guys.
Hey.
I love you guys and I miss you guys, and I feel very far away, but I love that we're like together in this, and it's such a nice space to be in. Okay, so I'm gonna say a bit of a poem that I wrote back in the days when we were out in public and, you know, not confined to either workplaces or grocery stores or apartments or houses. And it was basically about how I'm a little bit lost and confused, but also loving myself for it. So here goes. Raisa Askar. In Arabic, the word Raisa means female leader, and the name Askar means soldiers. So essentially, I am the female leader of soldiers. My granddad who named me had apparently very high hopes for me. My grandmother on my mom's side, she gave birth to 3 daughters and then 2 sons. But upon her third birth of her, third daughter, her father-in-law nudged her with his foot and said, "Another daughter, huh?" And it was in that moment that my grandma proclaimed that her daughters would make it and make it large. So my mother, the oldest, is a lawyer. She has a PhD in environmental law that's been published, so that's amazing. The one right after her, my second auntie, or my first auntie, and my auntie, she is the head representative of UNICEF in Herzegovina and Bosnia. And the youngest auntie, she is an architect and she has lots of projects around the world, which is amazing. And then there's me, damn near 30 and not much to show for it. I've had every opportunity to do so, but I don't know what I've done with it. I don't know where I'm going or where I want to go or where I've been, and it's all just kind of confusing in my mind right now. But there are a couple of things that I know for sure. One, I am a strong, independent woman, and I know this now because I have left the warm embrace of my parents back in Australia, and I am now living with my roommate here in Toronto, doing my own thing, working, paying rent, getting groceries, cleaning up after myself. Even though I'm in a very, very messy room right now, it's, you know, I'm living by myself and doing things, and I'm out here, and that's fun. Number two, this works better when I'm actually standing, but I am sexy and I know it. I've got curves and I'm not afraid to show it. And
yeah.
For the first time in my life, I've embraced exactly who I am. And, you know, it's nice to walk out there and know that I'm not just appreciated for, you know, my personality or, you know, how nice I am or whatever, but because my body looks nice too. Like, who would have thought? And number three, how blessed I am to know the people that I do. The people in Toronto who have made the past year and a half amazing, the people back home in Sydney who are my family, especially my family who's my family, but all of my friends and, you know, all of the people that are connected to me, even though we're not related through blood. It makes life very pleasant. And then number four, I am destined for greatness. I will make myself proud. I will make my parents proud. I will uphold the honor of my family. I will be another badass woman in a line of badass women, and I will be another or a female leader of the soldiers. And that's me.
Thank you so much, Raisa. That was awesome. Thank you so much. Guys, one more time, give a huge round of applause for Raisa and all the wonderful opening and sharing that they've that was awesome. One of the things that I really appreciated is how you're speaking from gratitude. That was something that I really noticed about that. And there was like a clear evolution throughout your from the beginning of what you were sharing to like the end of it, where it was like, at the beginning, it wasn't there was like a less confidence in like yourself in that way, and to be able to come out on the other side of this. Thank you so much for sharing that. So I absolutely love that. Thank you. Well, give Raisa one more time, everybody. Lots of love. Thank you so much for sharing on our open mic. We really appreciate that. So one thing that I always wanted to do, so we are 2 minutes away from the end of the show. So I want to say a huge thank you to everybody for coming out to the show. But before we end the show, there's a couple things that I wanted to highlight. Anybody out there has been working on any of their arts, I want you guys to be able to share what you guys have out there. So if you guys, I'll start. I just got this, and then I found this while we were speaking. So it actually says, over soothing bird songs and ocean sounds. And then it kind of went with what I got going on here. So anybody else out there making some art out there? Did you have something you guys wanted to share? Just put it up to the screen if you guys have. So we got Annie over here. Annie, what do you got over there?
Oh, okay. I'm not muted. So I started something, but I didn't finish it. It looks
no problem. Yeah. All right. Okay. Cool. Thank you. Who else out there has been working on something? What do you got?
I'm just finishing. I've been working on a few different things tonight.
Oh, Daniel's out here. Okay, there you go.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Wow.
That's cool.
Cool. I love that.
I love the owl.
Yes, I love the owl with the giant paw.
It's building loose right now. You can see there's some glue, but it's not down yet.
Nice.
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 That's great, man. Cool. Anybody else out there? You guys making something? You guys working on something? Okay. Ashley got something here. So everybody check this out. We got Ashley right here.
What you got, Ashley?
Whoa.
Got the drips.
Nice.
Whoa.
Sweet.
I love that.
Yes, it's so sweet.
So
All right.
I think we have a new theme song. Bangs and oh bangs. Bangs.
Thank you, Ashley. Thanks.
Bangs and oh bangs.
Bangs and oh bangs, bangs and oh bangs.
If you do that right, you could actually sing over as if you're the one. It's like on Adrian, but then we could voice over him. Okay, cool.
Ashley can start singing.
Yeah. So, okay. So before we end everything, I wanted to say one more time, thank you. So everybody give a big round of applause for all the performers that you guys saw tonight. We want to say a huge thank you to them. We're so grateful for all the people on the showcase, as well as all of the people who were able to actually join us for that. We have all of their Instagram stuff. We've been putting it on all night. So if any of you guys have any questions, you're welcome to contact us at FreeFlow Showcase. That's our Instagram page, as well as anybody who wants to throw their email to us, please send that to us as well. We'd love to start sharing with you guys a little bit. And also wanted to say that a lot of what we do comes from a place of gratitude. So I know that we're going over time, but as long as you guys are cool with it, I'd love to just, you know how there's like it jumps to whoever's speaking. There's this game that we used to do in camp where it'd be like 1 to 20 and then everybody had to like say a different number. But we're going to take that kind of mindset and we're going to do that. If we could do that for like us just speaking about something that we're grateful for. So just if anybody out there wants to share, we're going to go into the speaker view or whatever and then not be spotlighting on me. And then we're going to go around and everybody just say one thing that they're grateful for. And then we could end the night on a grateful note. So we're just going to do 5, if that's okay, just because we don't want to go way over time. But I'd want to hear from you guys because tonight was so special. And like so much of the work, people spoke about like how grateful they are to have a space to share. So if you could just share what you guys may be grateful for, just one thing if you guys don't mind. I feel like a camp counselor right now, but I don't care. Okay, let's do this. All right, go for it.
I'm grateful to have my dog again to cuddle and to give lots of pets to.
Okay. I'm gonna shout out my parents because I am really grateful for them.
Who's next?
I'm grateful for the music that I get to create with amazing musicians and creators in this life.
I'm grateful for safe spaces like this one to share in such a vulnerable, wonderful, loving, supportive way. Thank you so much, family.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Love.
I tried to understand that.
You did.
I'm grateful for space. Yeah, to be able to share vulnerability. Yeah. All right, who we got next? We'll do two more.
I'll do it. I was just thinking how much I miss having everybody here in the space, and I'm grateful for all of you for being here on a nice Friday night.
Amen.
Grateful for connectivity.
Peace
and love.
Peace and love. Bang.
Yes. Thank you guys. That's awesome. I really appreciate that. Okay, cool. So I honestly, that was the first time that we were able to jump around and see how that worked out. I honestly think that worked out really well. I'm really grateful for this community and people pushing me to be able to like continue to connect to like what I feel is like why I was put on this earth is to like be able to share myself and be vulnerable, kind of unpack some of my traumas and challenges that I've been through, and to be able to do that in a way where I'm inspiring and hopefully like building that with you guys as well. So I'm really grateful for that, and I want to say thank you to everybody for being on the show or like checking out the show. And if anybody out there is wanting some more inspiration or wanting to connect more, check us out at FreeFlow Showcase, and we'll be able to support you guys to get on our open mic, hopefully get on our showcase sometime. So thank you guys. We absolutely love you, and we're really excited to have you guys join us every single Friday. So take care, guys. Have a good night.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thanks, Santo. Thanks, everyone.
Love you guys.
Oh, I'm gonna get one
Guys.
screenshot. Nice one. Bye.
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 Jamie, Daryl, Eden. Annie. Oh, is Annie lagged there? Oh.
No, you say bye first.
You know, you say bye, Jamie.
No, you hang up first.
No, I'm just gonna wait here. I'm grooving. There's no reason to hang up.
No, you say bye first.
What's up? Just me and you, Daryl.